Just intermittent fast.
Well, I mean, all right. I don't know if I sent it to you, but it says. Nope, didn't send it to you. Fuck. Okay. Of course, I can't remember the dude's name on Instagram. I have the memory of a squirrel. But basically, he said, like, dude, you can't even think about, like, you're not even lean enough yet to think about having a cheat meal.
Yeah.
Like, what do you need to cheat for? Like, you're not lean enough.
You haven't hit that.
No.
I mean, how do you?
Yeah.
Question then is, how do you lean out? In my experience, like you just
Stick to dieting. Training.
Nope. Well, yes, and you need to sweat. You're not sweating, not nearly enough.
Well, I mean, you're talking about things that don't need to be said. You know. Like,
I mean, the things that need to be said are the things that you do. The reason why I said I was harping on thermogenics is not because of the caffeine; it's because it makes you sweat. And when you sweat, you start to cycle all that water in your body. Once you get all that water out, that's when you start to cut out.
you don't get water out because you always have to have water in your body.
You get all the excess. You know what water weight is, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you get all the excess water weight. You keep cycling that because you keep drinking water, sweating. But don't listen to me, the guy who's cut his shit. Don't listen to me, the man who's cut his shit. Which you see me when I was fat. You didn't see me when I was out of shape.
I don't remember though.
Yeah. Oh my god, I almost spit all the water on myself. Sorry, I apologize. A little pretentious in this.
Here, I just remembered the name because my goldfish brain figured it out.
Why are you so self-deprecating?
Because it's how I live.
It's a very bad habit.
If you're nowhere near lean, the last thing you need to ask about is a cheat meal. Your whole life has been a cheat meal up to this point. You need to be hungry for a while.
I do fully agree with that. That's why I say intermittent fast.
And then of course you have people on here like, this is bullshit.
Yeah, but no, I fully get what you said. He's being absolutely correct. That's where you need to start.
Yeah.
That's 110%.
Yeah.
Accountability. Like, you need to be. I love Edward Snowden in that podcast because he spoke at the very end about, like, yo, everyone really just needs fucking thicker skin. He straight up was like, yo, here's this thing. Like, he spoke very well in community, and then, like, but at the same time, like, you don't have a constitutional right to your feelings. to having your feelings hurt. Like, that's not no. Get thicker skin. So, and at the same time, this coming from a super emotional person like me, the fact of the matter is, if that's how you are, that is cool as shit. I need to watch this TV show.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here. People being like, wait, so being in a calorie deficit for a week doesn't qualify? Damn. But they're being sarcastic.
Yep.
Like, oh, I just did it for a week. Cheat meal. Nah.
I mean, as long as you intermittent fast.
Just
if you can do that,
keep drinking your coffee and
Bro, I just use amphetamine, bro. Everyone does the shit the hard way. I'm like, look,
black coffee.
If you can teach your body, what's the difference?
One is more potent than the other.
Yeah, amphetamines. One's gonna work better.
But
one's gonna be more efficient.
Caffeine is pretty good for a lot of people versus, amphetamines not being good for a lot of people.
Amphetamines and the way they're consumed.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
The way they.
I have a hard time believing that you can walk up to someone and be like, yo, bro, you want to do some amphetamines and have them not think of it negatively.
I mean, that's why you call it Adderall. That's why you change the name. It's effective. Rebranding is the most effective tool in anybody's arsenal.
Everything is not for everyone.
Of course.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. But the thing is, not to get stuck on any single thing. At the same time, you have to keep cycling. You got to try. A lot of people just won't even try the thing.
Yeah.
So you got to keep trying, and keep looking. That's what I'm really trying to help Matthias with. Like, hey man, just ask him, like, just let me know when you want to stop going up. We want to stop being on the defense and we want to go on the offensive against this thing.
Who?
Matthias.
Oh.
Because he's getting there. And I'm like, but when you want to go on the offensive, like, learn how to work with your mania. Like, when you learn how to work with your mania.
Yeah, just poop a lot.
Yeah.
No,
and then as you're working with the low side, it's like everyone is so afraid. Like, bro, you're a little down. Like,
oh yeah.
Fix your body, eat, and then whenever that low comes, it's not going to be as bad. It's not as bad.
Stop eating the BS.
Stop eating the shit.
I'm still guilty of it though.
Yeah. I mean, we all are, bro. I
Hip hop, fish and chicken.
shit. In the last 24 hours, I've eaten a whole
Yeah.
box of Sour Patch Kids,
Mhm.
a whole box of Boston baked beans, half a thing of goldfish, because I cut it out for so long that at some point in time when I'm tired,
Yeah.
I can't. It's hard. It's so hard for me to fight that desire.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, I'm already here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is doable. You want to spark that?
Mhm.
Are we even gonna make it through that? It's mostly CBD.
Yeah, I didn't put a lot of that weed in there, so but we don't have to smoke all of it now. We can definitely put it out. An ashtray.
Yeah, just use this cup right here for. 'Cause there's nothing in it except for a little bit of coffee left.
Put a little bit of water in there just to.
Sure. Spill it too when you do it, so we know it's real.
Fuck you, man. I gonna just.
That's. Yeah, I gotta go over there too. I'm lazy, I only want to reach that far.
Yeah, I was gauging.
Yeah.
That's left brain activity. You can go. That's one thing I'm really working on is like, all right, Jr. The first thing that pops into your head, no,
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Wait for the second or the third thing. Just wait.
That's funny. I mean, there's a yeah. Well, my first thing that I wanted to do at work the other day was go straight up to, fucking, and be like, read this. Tell me what you said. But
That may have been more. That would have been more effective.
It could have been,
Because-
but ultimately it wouldn't have done.
So here. All right, how many frames do you want me to give you?
No, you don't have to worry about it.
What happened with Phil?
You don't have to.
Because like I said, I just give you perspective. So here's how I see work, and I'm trying to get people to understand this about me. Like I see things in multiple frames, in the sense of like, here is my emotional side and how I feel about it. Here's what I think about it, and here is myself, which is always an observation, just watching human interaction. I am a social engineer in a sense, or a social scientist, studying human behavior. Like,
Yeah.
These are how people are acting. This is how I can. And okay, if I do this, if I insert this here, where's the tie? Or if this person does this, or that person does that, here's how it works. I see all the patterns because I have all the information from who the people are.
Is that why humans love zoos so much?
Oh.
Because you can just go up and just be like,
Yeah,
I want to look at the tigers.
observation.
Yeah.
We love. It's. I mean, it's how our brain is wired for survival.
The monkeys are the best to look at, by the way.
You know why? Because there's. It's like, does it remind you of something? You get a little bit of nostalgia looking at that monkey.
Maybe like a little bit of my DNA.
A little-
Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, they're the next to evolve, and depending on how we evolve, yeah, if they evolve first, work it out, guy.
Yeah.
For the Jack, yeah. You know, it's like a Jack. Putting flesh in your mouth first, man.
No, I don't. Yeah, I like to start it first.
You're smart, man.
Get some of that fucking nasty paper out before I inhale it.
Paper is delicious. So it's natural, not natural hemp tobacco. It's classics. All right, hemp paper.
A little cigarette like.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a massive fucking dildo of a joint.
Yes, sir.
Mostly CBD.
Call that a
Honestly, I
lady
taste
finger.
a lot of paper right now. But
Call that a
hopefully
lady.
that changes.
Call that a lady finger. Yeah, that's because I roll my J's.
You mustn't. You mustn't. Ooh, that's just paper.
Is it?
Yeah. It'll get there though.
I need to do this a lot more. I've been wearing that freaking mask all the time.
I know.
Not letting my.
After it getting cooler, the mask thing isn't so bad. But
It's not bad.
I will still say that it is massively annoying. If I could just get all my groceries and shit just delivered here.
It. What part of it bothers you still?
It's just that say that you're the person that. It's just annoying to be forced to do a thing. I really just that's who I've been for a while. I hate someone being like, do this, do it now, and then because I'm always like, why?
I think it's something with our generation where we're
And if
insubordinate
the
by
why-
nature.
Yeah, and if the why doesn't add up,
then I don't want to do it.
Then no. Like,
no.
Like leave me alone.
Leave me alone. No, bro. I 100% feel that. That's why I love Sean. That's why I let Sean. I say I let Sean lead me is because, for the most part, as much as he can,
yeah,
he does not lie to me. Like he just, this is what this is. Like this is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be manipulated. I don't like to be used as a pawn or a tool.
cool bosses are cool.
Cool bosses are cool. Benevolent bosses.
Yeah, okay, that's a way better word for it.
So I call him for our benevolent leader.
Yeah,
It's just that
the fearless leader.
a fearless leader.
Yeah.
I need to figure out how to. Well, not even how to figure out. I already know. I'm just gonna do it.
All right, so that was a good start. That was a good start to it. But I am going to propose something that we don't talk about work.
Yeah.
Only reason being is because I don't want anything to come back and bite me in the ass.
Oh yeah. No. If we do talk about work, it's gonna be in situation referring to.
Yeah.
We're talking about work in the good.
Yeah.
And the good only.
Okay.
This is what this has taught me. This is what I've experienced. This is what. And we'll, as much as possible, and it'll be an exercise for us not only in this podcast but even at work to try and always just focus on the good. Because that's my goal. That's why you see it. Why I bonded to Phil so much. Like I'm just trying to focus on the good.
I just want to work.
Yeah,
Can I just go back to work?
So like even work.
That's something my dad would say.
But that's the thing. Like fuck that. So it's one of the things. It's one of those things that. So like beautiful. The TED talk that popped up was like, all right. So as you're developing in age, like when you learn your conscious self, right? So.
Oh. So I guess in that case.
Can you
plug it in, and you let it record whatever the fuck else it needs to. Yay, technology! Alright, so you plug it in, press the button, okay, it's recording more. So good. Good.
I need to re-up on water.
Okay.
You're smoking this much.
Nah, dude, just fucking drink the whiskey. I mean, yeah.
Maybe I'm just a bitch. That's the other side.
Can you grab the CBD drinks?
Yeah.
Is that cool?
Absolutely.
All right.
Through the darkness, gotta buy a beating heart.
Yeah, cool.
I don't know where.
Yo, check this out. This is ingenious shit right here for a video shoot. Come on, man. Let me Joe Biden for a minute. Come on, man.
Hey.
Look at that. That's fucking cool. Like that. I mean, like.
But that's what you see on the set. All you gotta do is figure out a way to recreate that.
Like these people were just like, how do we make this cooler? All right. So what is this?
Oh.
And what is the thing that you went to?
I'm gonna give a quick plug. Shout out to my boys.
Yeah.
Over at Zen, Native Zen.
Okay.
Ton of awesome products.
All right.
CBD, CBG. Ton of stores around Maryland. Exxons, dispensaries. Basically just a pop-up shop. Whereas they were, it's a great marketing tool.
Yeah.
To spur sales on. Whereas you spend a certain amount, you spend a real different product. And basically just spreading awareness about the effectiveness of CBD and CBD products. And yeah, this is their Zen hemp infusions. They figured out a way to make CBD water soluble and add it to a drink so that your body absorbs it better. This is the best way to absorb CBD.
Does this have caffeine in it?
I don't believe so. It's on the back. Add sugars, carbs, sodium.
If they can make a caffeinated one, I'm all in. 100%. I'd buy a case of it.
I'll let you know.
Like a small dose, cup of coffee, like 80 milligrams, something like that. I feel like it would affect the flavor. This one's pretty good though.
Oh yeah.
Honey green tea.
Honey green tea?
Yeah.
The original one made stuff too.
I was expecting it kind of to taste like CBD a bit more, but it tastes great. It's nice.
They figured out how to make the CBD water soluble.
So, with this,
in Texas.
with this kind of thing though, there's got to be so much behind it in terms of like just how to get there. You know what I mean? Like where you source the CBD from. I'm just thinking out loud.
Yeah.
Like dude,
Yeah.
that's just a lot of shit to deal with.
Oh no, and they did it.
Transportation.
And they did it.
CBD,
I watched it. They
you know,
did all of it.
bringing it to the proper place to get it like
Yeah.
into a fucking drink. Yeah.
I mean, all they do is give it to a scientist in Texas, and then they found a bottling company next door. And what they did was they initially started by linking sources together. Okay, let's link.
Did they get it online? Is it online?
No, they find it, they go to
No, I mean, do they sell online?
Yeah, it's online. You can get it online. ZenInfusions.com.
So you can buy it directly from the website.
Uh-huh. It's on Amazon website. Amazon, you can get it. Exxon, it's in Whole Foods.
Yeah.
In dispensaries.
Are you part of this?
I was in the beginning.
Okay.
I had an idea to take it out to a college town and make it and blow it up that way.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So I remember you talking about this last year, around the same time, when I first met you, and I'm like, "Yo, bro, what do you do?" You're like, "I'm part of this thing, CBD. We do CBD products. It's amazing." So, you're like, I got the whole fucking press and like the machine and I don't know what else you said. But
yeah, they're like, so I was just basically a sales manager, finding people like, hey, link up with this person. This person has a farm in here in North Carolina, and they can. And then they did 1 or 2 deals with that guy.
Yeah.
And then I was gonna have them put these drinks in the clubs, and then create various drinks based off this. And if you sell it at different, especially if it tastes good, instead of buying your regular lemonade, why not buy this?
Yeah.
Put it in a college, and make it go viral. Boom.
Yeah.
But then,
so, what you drinking, bro?
Bro, such an easy marketing tool.
It's good.
But the pandemic happened.
It's good. Yeah.
And
Slowed everything down. Not stopped everything.
But
slowed everything.
now I have a chance with Ernie. I just was thinking about it. I was like, yo, hold on a second. He sells everything. Has he done anything with TV? And so I'm gonna make that connection.
Yeah.
And because Rubesh, the guy's a fucking Tesla already. He's 19, 20, maybe. I know he just turned 21, 22. Already driving a Tesla. Already ran his first business and sold it. Sold it, took the money, and
Yeah. Good move. I wish I had capitalized on some of my ideas. You know, was mature enough to make it a reality.
that's why.
Patient enough to wait
That's
until the right time.
why I hung around these kids. I'm like, yo, what you're doing right now is amazing at this age with this amount of consistency and goal, like what you're able to do.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's a double-edged sword because you're able to do all this. You're also dealing with all the problems and issues that you may not that are arising too early because you haven't experienced enough of life to question what your parents have taught you.
You
And
gotta
so
do it for the kids, man. Do it for the kids.
that's the whole goal. Want to save the world?
Yeah.
How do you do it? You can't save the entire world.
No.
How do you affect your little community? Start from the root, though.
You can make it good for the kids, though.
Start from the root. For the kids. They're the
Well, it
future.
goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Like, there's plenty of people who are just so rigid, stuck in the left brain thing, where it's just like they don't care about the future generations to come. Or if they do, you know, they just say they do.
Forget how to be kids and use that childish sense of curiosity, that wonder,
Yeah.
that amazingness, that creativity.
When's the last time you were like really curious or like in that state that you're just talking about? Because you know it is like a mind state where you're just like captivated. I don't know what other words you want to throw at it, but like
Always.
always. I feel like I'm not.
What I think that's why I listen to TED Talk. That's why I listen to TED. But if you look at my YouTube, that's why I go on those 2 mile walks.
Yeah.
Open up my brain. So I used to be able to do it at work, but I can't do it anymore because I'm too moving around too much. I have to pay attention.
Yeah.
The work is autonomous at this point, so I have to.
You were like, I can be bored and still have work.
Mhm.
No,
Happens to me all the time.
It was the perfect response to what I said, which is just like, oh, must be nice.
That's why, bro. Sometimes I'll just hop in the forklift and do figure eights so I can clear my head.
Yeah.
But I love driving that forklift. Like it puts me back into like the okay, yeah.
Yep.
So, but yeah, no, all the time, bro. That's why I try to keep absorbing information because the more I'm able to absorb, the more insights I get, the more I see how things connect and correlate, the more I can put 2 and 2 together.
Well, that's why I like interacting with random people. You know?
Yep.
Just as much. Sometimes I feel like I don't like interacting with people I know very much. Sometimes.
That's why I like interesting people.
I'd rather just talk to random fucking people and be like, yo, this person's
Yes.
nuts.
Interesting. Yeah, I love it. This is a new reality that I haven't seen or thought of before. But once you experience something, once you see something, once you are able to actually wonder about it, then you can think about it, then what? You get to a level of understanding.
That's why you need to have, you know, friends that, you know,
Do stuff.
you don't agree with as your friends.
Yeah. Friends that have various different opinions or perspectives. Because you know that they're your friend. That's what I used to think, at least. Because you know they're your friend, that they mean no harm, they treated you well.
Sure.
But you have a different opinion, and all of a sudden that person's not your friend.
Yeah,
They're angry,
it's
they're
the
upset.
crazy shit.
Yeah.
Why? How? I don't know. But
It's one
it's
of
the rigid thing.
lack of sense of self.
Yeah, it's the
When
rigid
you don't
thing.
know who you are,
Yeah.
where you can't trust your feelings because your feelings don't match up with your thoughts, and that's what dissonance is.
It's like
You start to
those
call it
people-
dissonance. Your brain can't hold 2 truths. You can't hold two truths that are in opposite of each other, or 2 truths that are.
You can. You
But
absolutely
it's
can.
gonna hurt, but it causes dissonance. That's what.
Right.
And dissonance in the extreme is psychosis. When your brain, when your psyche is broken, like things are not adding up so much that it causes you physical pain, it causes you dis-ease, and then your body has to maintain homeostasis, and then what happens? That it starts to manifest disease.
You ever met anybody that's just like really the only thing they care about is money? I'm just all about my money, bro.
I mean, that's
Just all about my money.
2020.
Yeah.
It's rap music, it's videos, big bank take little bank, all about getting that bag.
Yeah.
Wake up and get this bread, get this cheddar.
Wow.
Get this moolah.
Get-
Imagine the kid, and we've all seen the kid at the grocery store, who's like, let's say like around 3 years old. He's like, hungry, food. I want food now.
That was me.
Mommy, I want food.
I'm gonna try and grab the pack of Oreos.
And
Put it
then,
back.
And then you look at mom like, wait, mommy,
She says, put it back.
why? Aren't you hungry too? Because you haven't yet separated that like emotional self. Because remember, at one point in time, you're 1.
Yeah,
And
when
it
you're-
takes-
when you're a baby, yeah.
When you're big, but
Yeah.
after 1 or 2, it still takes time to break away, to develop. Your left brain hasn't developed yet. It's still developing, and it's like as soon as you learn to speak, okay, you learn, you get that part. Then 3 to 6 is when you develop that awareness of self.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and then awareness of emotional self. Okay, their emotions are not my emotions.
Yeah, there's a whole chart that's very accessible if you look online of like at what ages, at what stage you should be in life, and around the stage of life that we're in, this 27 to 35 range, it's like looking for, you know, closeness with individuals. You know, we're looking for compassion between each other. Because we went through all that stage where you went through developing, and then the developing stages, you went through like that whole figuring out who you are kind of thing, and then now you're like, where's the other people that have reached that stage? And there's a lot of people that haven't reached that stage. I mean,
that's beautiful because here's what happens.
Yeah.
Right around the stage between like 9 and 11.
It's a little paper, but
I double wrap it
for
the perception. See how pretty that shit is?
I like that double meaning.
And also it slows the speed of the J.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, not at all. So between 6 and 9 or 6 and 11, when you hit puberty, what happens is the stage where you start to test the rules.
Oh yeah.
Because what happens is as you separate the emotional, you learn that okay, the rules aren't what they. And what usually happens between parents and kids is that like it's weird that they start that development stage where it's like they test the rules. Your parents like, all right, you should be back at 10, and you're like, I want to be back at 10:30. Like, why shouldn't I be back at 10:30? What? Give me a good reason. And they're like, don't lie.
Because I said 10.
Don't lie.
Yeah.
You're lying. But you lie all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching you. I've used you to frame my life because I don't have a choice. That's how I've grown and raised. You taught me how to speak, how to walk. You've given me different mannerisms, but I've also had the ability to listen to you all of my life.
Yeah.
Up until this point where I'm 11 years old and I want to rebel because you're a fucking liar. And I don't want to believe those lies anymore. And it's either, in most extreme cases, the parents literally beat it out of you because it's this underdevelopment part, whereas they're the authority figure and you're the child, therefore you have to listen.
Yeah.
Or they reward punishment out of you, whereas they.
Oh, my parents tried everything, man. They really did. I think they tried every single way to get me to. And I was a good kid for the most part. I was good growing up. I only fucked up
A few times, right?
I mean, like, in the eyes of the law, I'm like fucked up a few times too. You know.
Yeah.
Not just like fucking up with my parents, but like fucking up with like Big Daddy.
Yeah, Big Daddy authority.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens.
Yeah.
After you leave.
Because you're like, well, my parents aren't gonna do anything. What else can I do? And then the fucking police are
And
like,
then authority,
oh yeah,
because we get introduced to authority.
Oh yeah.
And I think our generation is the generation that we're not with tradition. Like, fuck the traditional way of doing things. Fuck the establishment. Fuck authority. There's a new way. There's a better way. Things that, like, what you've been saying and telling me to do does not work or apply anymore.
Don't you just end up creating a new establishment though?
So, but that's the key.
Yeah.
Is
that's what we're supposed to do.
But that's what exactly. And the thing is, it's supposed to be an establishment that reflects this current reality, but it doesn't. Everything is still. It's like if you see like my friend Elizabeth, my roommate who lived with me. She's Finnish, Finland, and like I can't remember somewhere in South America. It's a mix.
Okay.
Like and then her dad, her mom remarried a fucking African guy, and like I mean like and it was such an interesting couple when I saw them coming to Metro T-Mobile. I was like, oh my god, I want them.
Yeah.
Like this is a weird mix.
Yeah.
And talking to her eventually, she became my roommate, and she's like, it's weird. Like you hear so much about America, and then you get here, and it's like everything here is like old in a sense, like slow.
Well, imagine if government changed as rapidly as the public's perception of things. It would be so hectic. But I mean, yeah, we have a dinosaur-ass government.
But even the building, she's like everything here is like if you come to like, and then I realized like all right, if you've seen modern art, I've seen one of my friends' houses that's like, and then the bathroom, the toilet, the bowl are like bowls, and I'm like, and she's like yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Like it's not this ticky tacky weeds. Every house looks the same.
It's a different society.
It's like even the air, tastes different.
Well, come on, it's not hard to believe at all. You can drive 2 hours, one direction here and get better quality air. Like to have a whole country like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And so.
But yeah. Imagine government changing rapidly based on people being like, think of any social issue you can right now, and just having people be like, we're gonna change it. You know, the law's got to change to reflect what we're feeling.
Yeah. Well, do you know why? Because what happens is people get stuck
That's
at that.
kind of scary.
People get stuck at that stage.
Especially
most people are like 9 years old. That rule stage happens right around 9 between maturity.
Oh,
and
okay.
that breaking the rule thing gets broken. Like that part of your brain doesn't work anymore, and now you're so primed to accept authority that you feel like you can't do anything on your own.
I'm actually afraid of being like the people that are in positions of power right now, just very reluctant to change things. I'm kind of not looking forward to being that person. I know I'm gonna do it in certain ways, but I don't know.
How so? How
like it's just I don't like social issues. I don't think I'm the most like liberal person. So I'm pretty steadfast in that stuff. But you read about it or you talk to someone long enough, it's like, come on, there's so much more and other stuff that we can agree on. If we just get hung up at this point where it's like, you don't agree on that, I can't be your friend anymore. You know, or being like, you like your steak well done? Fuck you. I'm not. We can't be friends.
And I think that's what happens. I think what's supposed to happen is most parents who are, I think, A+ phenomenal parents.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Let you bend the rules. They let you know that rules are subjective to wherever you are, whatever situation you're in, and that because rules are in themselves abstract, you don't have to abide by the rules. You don't have to abide it's
Are
question.
Abstract?
Well,
do some rules make sense?
Well, yes, but then
Can
remember,
it be abstract and make sense?
it's the thing whereas like you question authority now. It's like, wait, why is that a rule?
Yeah.
Like, why can't I just walk on that grass on this side of the street because it's private property, but I can walk on the grass on this side of the street?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, why are these abstract rules and laws that hold us in place? And why is it that, like...
Isn't that, like, personal property rights?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, like, baked into the Constitution type shit?
Yeah.
So, like, that kind of reflects our society.
Our society.
Kind of shit.
I feel like it's extremely left-brain narcissist. The people who never grew out of that stage are in charge.
Yeah.
And now, based on how I feel and how
talking
I
about,
want things
you're
to
talking
be.
about right now, like currently. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like it's been that way for the longest time.
Yeah.
Like, that's the frame that the thing was built in, was fully left brain. It really, and I feel like it had to be because the time of our golden time in the Industrial Revolution, where things ramped up, it had to be. You had to be in a factory, you had to be able to categorize, label, structure, and you had to do it autonomously.
Things happen fast. Dude, that's crazy. Because if you look at it, it's like all these technological marvels happen within like less than 100 years, you know.
And I feel like
most of that modern stuff is still stuff we use today, light bulbs, just electricity in general, you know, paper mills and all that shit.
And I mean, and all we're gonna do is evolve those things further and further into. But that's all. But now we've reached a stage where everything has reached this almost like, let's say it's max capacity. Now it needs to go back into the right brain. How do we take these old things and make them new again?
Make them new? I don't know.
I mean, we do it all the time.
Stop voting old people into office.
I think that's
that are out of touch.
And I personally think that's what's wrong with the left right now. It's the old guard, not the new guard.
Well,
I think Tulsi Gabbard.
It's on the right too.
It's on the right as well.
I mean, I would just say government.
Government in general. And I don't know about government. Honestly and truly, it's one of those things where I kind of put to the side. I try not to have any feelings on them, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I can't really tell. To me, because the conspiracy part of my brain wants to be like, I know I'm the Illuminati, blah blah blah, and I know it's a shadow government.
Yeah.
Look, our electoral college will tell you that it.
Yeah.
The way we have it set up, the way the system is set up, it's obvious.
The electoral college is great though.
It's look at my left hand, while my right hand.
The electoral college has such a good reasoning behind it.
Which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
But look at the effectiveness. Look at how it's worked. Look at what happened.
How it was meant to work.
Exactly. Which means that we don't.
What else would there be?
But then look at how. But also look at zoning law. Look at how.
What do you replace the electoral college with?
With an actual method of voting.
Yeah, there is an actual method of voting.
So think about that. I look at it in the frame of like when you went to college and they gave you that
free
electives, right?
Right.
there were free electives. You can choose from any one, but where did you have to choose it from? Their sheet.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Meaning they could do what at any point in time. They at any point is that an actual choice?
No, not really. No.
So that think about how zoning laws work. Think about like I don't know if you remembered when you went to this school. Some of your friends
It
went to this
happens
school.
in Maryland all the time.
Why do you think that
Every
happens?
single year.
Why do you think that happens?
People get paid for it.
And what is the reasoning for the government to do that?
Just to get more control over what they want. Yeah.
Because now we can stuff this state with, and
Yeah.
little by little,
Yeah, you can get funding for the best schools and all that shit.
and you can make
Yeah,
this. You can essentially turn certain states whatever color you want.
Mhm.
By what? Just moving this extra than this,
Yeah.
and eventually mob mentality will spread.
Yeah. Well, it also that shit also affects house pricing. You know, it goes. The school reflects the house pricing.
Why do you think we
all
do the
that.
census?
I mean,
Why do you think there's a census every year?
the census is a beautiful thing too.
Yeah. Let's count how many people.
Why would you not want a country where you know exactly how many people are?
And how many people that vote this and how many vote this color?
And how
It's
many
just
get the walk too.
early bird get the bread now. Fuck. Thought it was the worm. Nah, nigga, get the bread. That bag. What you talking about?
Secure the bag. Secure the bag.
What about?
You ever met anyone that was like, you know, you ask them like, yeah, what kind of things do you care about? And they're like, you know, other people's emotions and like how to interact with other people. You ever meet anybody like that?
Well, who cares? No.
Yeah.
Usually those people get bullied or beat up, or woman. In the past.
I mean, okay, so the people who are like, yeah, bro, I'm all about the money. Those are fun people to interact with. Like their fun level, depending on, you know.
It takes a level of innovation and entrepreneurship to be able to make money. Now in this day and age, so that part is always fun.
Yeah.
Because they have to unknowingly tap into that right side of the brain, unless they're already rich or have the ability to, you know, Bill Gates that shit and just take somebody else's idea and get rich off of it, you know. But most people have to tap it, and we like that part. But when they flip,
Yeah.
because all they care about is money, they're unable to then care about you.
Yeah.
Because if they care about money, that means if they care about money, which is in reality is not a real thing. If you look at it for what it is, it's a piece of paper that we give the meaning behind it, which at any point in time we can definitely change. Well, not us because that's subject to authority, but it's malleable. It's not like this piece of paper versus that piece of paper. The only difference is how it's made. The only difference is how it's made and the significance you get behind it.
If you never learn how to take care of yourself, how are you supposed to take care of other people?
That's if you never learn how to love yourself, how can you ever learn? That's what relationships are so fucked up. They keep looking for what they're supposed to find inside in other people. But how would you even know what it looks like if you've never had it before? You don't have it yourself.
I don't know, but you can get. I mean, obviously, they get a really good idea of what it's supposed to look like, or what.
I mean, put it like this: if you want
Disney movies.
If you walk up to a basketball game, right, and you've never seen it, if you've never seen it before, you've never heard of the rules,
Yeah.
what's gonna happen in your head?
What the fuck is going on?
It's probably you get a headache. You're like, oh fuck. But if you walk there every day, met a friend, trained you the rules, told you how it went, what begins to happen? Okay, you can understand it now. Oh, hey, okay, I know what's happening.
Yep.
And then after a while, what can you then do? You can then manipulate. You can then pick it up. Then you have overstating because now you understood to the point where as you can manipulate or you can use it. You've deconstructed. You're taking a deconstruct. Take a construct, you deconstruct it, and then you reconstruct it in a way that makes sense to you. When you do that, you can then
break it down, bag it up, fuck it up.
Plug it up. That is the exact.
Yeah.
Plug it up.
I learned how to do it, and I put it in a package for you, and here's yours.
Here's yours.
Dude, I'm just thinking about,
perspective.
Like right now,
Perspective.
I'm thinking about all the times that you've like brought up fucking Naruto shit, right? Talking about fucking jutsus and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Like every time I think about it, like when we have this conversation, that infinite Tsukiyomi comes to mind, and it's just like
that's exactly what's happening.
Everyone's fucked.
We look up and it was like, oh shit, oh fuck.
And then there's other people that are like, yeah, Kamui. Come up behind him. Yeah,
it's kind of like animals.
The show is good. I have a hard time watching it, honestly.
Naruto.
Mm-hmm.
I love it because I can see the meaning behind it.
Yeah, but it's not until I think about it later, which I still think adds a lot of value. But it kind of feels like you're walking uphill watching that show.
Oh, I love it.
I mean,
I love it. I love it because the message behind it.
Yeah, the storyboards are great. Where those are the still scenes, and then they create the animation around that or after it. Like, that's why I want to watch Shippuden.
Yeah, you can see that.
Which is like after the Great War, the Great Ninja War.
No, Shippuden just kind of pops up. Like Naruto just kind of ended.
There's the Naruto on Netflix, and that's like the base series, and it basically ends with the Great Ninja War.
The beginning of it? It's the Great Ninja War. Remind me.
That's the end. That's the end. That's like fucking.
Okay.
He summons the 10 tails, and then, he's talking
yeah.
about, and that's when you find out that like, oh shit, Naruto and fucking Sasuke are just reincarnations of the previous same form of energy.
That happened in Shippuden.
Okay.
But it did end it ended and they grew up basically.
Right.
And when they grew up and they became into teams, that's when Sasuke left.
Yeah, and then that's when Boruto becomes, or that's when Naruto is fucking the Hokage.
Yeah, he becomes
in the Boruto.
Yeah, I haven't had the gall to watch.
Oh, dude, we should play that. I have the game. You'd love
Yes, I fucking love it.
Dude,
I love this game.
I swear, you would love the whole story. Is just like if you actually sit and watch every single cutscene in there just to get the story, like I did the first 2 times I played that game. I was like, this is dope.
Yes. Yeah. It estimates all my senses, and
this is and you get to fight in between.
And the storyline is great. Both
It's
Gaara,
good.
Rock Lee, all the various storylines teaching you a different lesson. Cramming so much that you have to think about it. Like when you think about it, like the whole message is bonds, unbreakable bonds. Whenever you share a bond, it doesn't matter where you come from, not family. It's that energy, man. And it's from past lives, past reincarnations. Like you find people that you've done this before.
It's deep.
Who's gonna break that? Who's gonna break that generational curse?
Yeah, I mean, you have had deja vu before.
All the time, especially at work.
But like, when it goes past deja vu, and then you just know, you
That's,
have this innate understanding
that,
that like
there's no psychedelics.
this has happened before.
Yeah.
Like I've actually done this, and it's not just a feeling. I had an image in my head, and that is a weird. You ever had that?
That's that old right. So remember, I correlate that to the right brain. Yeah. You know why? Because that part of you, remember, you are a combination of your parents. So his chemical signature through his sperm matches with your mom's chemical signature, and then get to create. So now
we actually recently just found out that the egg attracts the sperm. The egg is selective of the sperm. That's a recent thing that we figured out. Like what?
Yeah. Yep.
The mother's just this pervasive spiritual thing that's just like
mother goddess because it creates.
Yeah.
That's why I respect women. That's why I give the women the respect I feel like they deserve, because they do a thing that we absolutely cannot. No matter how hard we try, no matter what kind of thing because if you look at the spiritual thing of good and evil, of God and the devil, look it down to like the micro level. It's really just a story of creation versus it's the antimatter versus matter. You know, creation.
Women were treated as objects for a long time.
Do you know why? Because what did they say about Kobe? You can never guard him. You can only hope to contain him. And they try to contain that because that's creative energy. That's the creator. Obviously there has to be. From what we know, we have to look at it as above, so below. The frame of everything in ourselves. We can replicate. Men are. That's why you can look at it as men are almost like viruses. We can replicate But we in ourselves cannot create.
So, someone's just gonna figure out how to just clone only the people they want to clone.
That's pretty much.
Like the clone army, Star Wars shit.
That Rick and Morty episode, whereas out the back, how to create a successful universe. Be a narcissist.
That fucking show is unbelievable.
I'm telling you, they squeeze, because that's the best way to get it to you. Give you the gummy.
Yeah.
Squeeze all that information as much as possible so when you
Make fun
think
of
about
it in a way.
You're the comedians, because that's where you have to be. That's why Joe Rogan is so pervasive. You have to be able to make fun of it, question all the rules. Like, this is not what... This narratives and stories. Everything that's being given to me is going to be a narrative. And we know what things are given to you that you don't work for. Somebody's trying to say something. Probably don't need it.
You said the word narrative, so now I gotta read a news title. A news headline. Which one should I read? What's the narrative?
What's the news?
This one. I don't even know how to say this without laughing.
Who's
First
that?
of all, because I don't know who's Ty Lawson.
Ty Lawson. Tar Heels. Played for the Tar Heels. He's fucking awesome. He's played for the Tar Heels probably 2006, 7. Went to play for the Nuggets. NBA player.
Okay.
Probably
Okay.
retired like a year or two ago.
Then here's the headline. Ty Lawson banned from Chinese Basketball Association for Instagram posts claiming Chinese women have cakes.
Have what?
Cakes.
Damn, we're not to that level of censorship, huh?
Yeah.
So
he can't play in China.
He had a thought and opinion, and China was like, we got. But man, is it crazy that we've given China that much power to be able to even do that? If that's even the headline. Wow.
Yeah.
That is nuts. Why is that? Well, who cared? It's essentially, in one frame, you can look at it like, what this? We're in the middle of a fucking pandemic.
Okay.
Why is that news? Oh,
well, to you and me, if we read that and we're like, so what? People are allowed to say whatever they want.
But if you look at it on another frame, it's like, censorship. So, what you mean to say is the NBA, or sports in general, has given away so much, I mean...
So China rigs
China has
NBA.
the origin. Of course.
Okay.
I mean...
Just to have good basketball? Because
Yeah,
China loves basketball.
No, look at it deeper. That's not about basketball. Sports. What do we know about sports since the beginning of sports? What has been associated with sports?
Oh, blood.
No, think about it. What is in the negative? What is not negative per se, but on the thing of it fiscally. What's always been associated with sports?
I don't know. Well, money. Yeah, you can bet on it all you want.
Sports betting.
All my horses that this team is gonna win.
And we know in the 70s, 80s, and 90s of basketball. Oh my God, they made a movie out of it. Recent data collection.
Yeah, because like there. I mean, do you know about the ratio of people to children, or how many children they have before civilization starts dying? Like a healthy civilization is like 1.5 kids per household. The U.S. is at like 1.1 right now.
So, but that's the thing. History has shown that it punctuates.
Well, the smart people aren't having kids.
Well, see, but that's a beautiful thing. The smart people may not be having kids, but what dictates a smart person?
It's like idiocracy.
What dictates a smart person? And what frame of smartness?
Not, just having a lot of questions about why you would have a kid in the first place, I guess.
But you don't have a choice. But that's one of those things whereas you don't necessarily have a choice in. Because humans are engineered for survival.
I mean, I haven't donated my sperm to a sperm bank, and I don't have a kid yet.
Yeah.
Right? Do you have kids?
So, I mean, I have like 4, like 4 of them. I've already raised. I mean,
No.
I mean, have I had a kid yet?
Yeah.
If I would have liked to have had a kid.
You ever wonder if there's like a chance that there's somebody out there that just...
So here's the thing. What I believe.
I'm pretty sure it happened to me in Ocean City.
That's like. What do you mean?
Like, I'm pretty sure when I was 18, we went out, did the senior week thing, 17, whatever. I don't know what happened that week. There might be a little me running around. Never would have known.
Yeah.
Never would know.
Never would know. Yeah, same here. I don't know. I went to ECU for 7 years, bro. I was at NBC for 7 years. Alright. That means there was no, there are some mixture of chemicals that go together in your body that you shouldn't really have sex after. I'm just saying. I mean, you know, especially the ones that make you not remember.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever woken up with that? Okay.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Like, oh God. But.
And then everybody finds out, and you're just like,
yes. You're like, shit. And then, but then you start to be like,
no.
no.
It was me.
It was me. Yeah,
I did that.
And that's what happened. And look, listen, the more you do that, then it wasn't me. The more you start to split yourself into like, no, that wasn't me. I ain't do that,
dude. But yeah, something's got to change. I mean, we've already started seeing it with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
but the example is there, whether you like it or not. The example is there that she's like 30 something.
Yes.
And not even 35 yet to run for president.
And that's the new guard.
And she's in Congress. Yeah, well, sure.
And that's the new guard. That's what I like.
We keep seeing a trend of younger people getting voted to positions of power. Just so eventually.
And that's where I get to the split. I told you I don't know about government yet, because from what I know about Alexandria before this. She was an actor, an improv actor.
She's a waitress, actually.
Yes, she did improv acting on the side.
Want to do some improv acting classes?
Fuck yes, bro.
Yeah, and just really dig deep into that part of yourself that, you know, it's there.
I have video. I have the video from I just found the video from my last night when I did improv. The first time I did it, where they called me up the stage randomly, I was like, oh, shit. And I'm blessed, I guess, from after the whole going in African mode for the whole cop thing. That like, in that extreme situation where it's like fight or flight, immediately my brain was like, just do the African accent. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
And then I went in there, and he's like, good afternoon. I was like, good evening. And, and the beautiful thing was the lights were so bright on the stage right in front of you that you couldn't see.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can kind of like the silhouette, but it was enough to not like shoot the anxiety all the way.
So it kind of blocks, you know, your peripheral vision from all that other stuff.
And it was just like this, like me and the guy was having a conversation, and he would just say things, and I would just respond.
Yeah, improv always sounded interesting. I always kind of wanted, I don't know.
Yeah, you've always kind of wanted to do all the right brain.
Yeah.
But it's always been like, I'm not.
What are people gonna think of me? That's really where it comes from.
Yeah.
But like nowadays, whatever.
Yeah, whatever, bro.
Okay.
Fuck. Yeah. This is why I'm funny to you. This is why I can have like conversations and I'm more charismatic, and you know. But yeah.
That's all. I feel like for a lot of people, it's a hard part to unlock. Yeah. Naturally, or it's something that just comes second nature. A lot of people, you know, they unlock it on the weekend when they can go out and drink. You know, and they unlock it at the party. Like fucking Mike is a great example.
I fucking love it. love it.
I mean, he's still charismatic without that, but like he was his next.
He was his next level. He was
dude.
Tuning into the best version of himself.
Yeah.
That's that. He was combining. That left and right. So it ties back to what we're talking about as a child. So as a child, your left brain is developing. That everything that's happening is your left brain, because your right brain is in control of what they say, the things that you don't control. Your heart rate, your heart beating, your breathing,
all your autonomous
functions.
Yeah.
And that is with you from the beginning.
Yeah.
Right? But once you start to talk, and that's why kids are so good at reading body. That's why everyone is naturally avid to reading body language. Almost 76% of communication is body language. I think 10% is tonal, and the other part is. And so, once you start to learn how to speak, that's what starts to develop your left side of your brain. Now you're learning to put things together. Like, you know, this is a wall, this is a door. I just pooped. And, you know, it's how you start to categorize things. And then your brain starts to put it together. Your brain, that's why kids seem so like, you know, weird.
Yeah.
Is because they're just functioning on a heavier set of right brain, but a tad bit of left. Yeah. They're using the right to build the left, using their innate knowledge to create their reality around them, based off of their surroundings.
We're teaching them the left brain stuff.
Yep.
That's
why
you become a kid.
And that's what the issue is.
Among other things, but
It's like when somebody else builds that left brain for you. It's why parents, like helicopter parents, are just as bad as narcissistic parents, is because either you're implanting yourself into that child, meaning that when you're gone, or if you guys get into some kind of that their whole shit is going to be fucked because they then cannot trust what they believe to be themselves, which is just ego in a sense. It's a mask. The you that you think you are is based off of conditioning. That's like, but you have to be conditioned because you learn from your environment. It's classical conditioning, almost like Pavlov's theory.
Yeah, I told you that story about the teacher in high school doing that. Why are you guys standing up?
Yeah, it's also how mob mentality factors in. Monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
And so if that part is developed by somebody else, that's why it's so easy to give away your rights to authority, because you feel like you need somebody else to build that structure for you, because your parents have either told you no so many times that you can't build a solid, that you can't get like a solid picture of yourself. You don't know who you are, and you're so used to, you never get out of that building off of somebody else. It's why TikTok is so popular, or like, you know, clicks happen, whereas I look like you, look like me, like we. Is that?
Could you imagine being so confused about who's responsible for stuff all the time, and just like, what? Like, how are you supposed to survive, or how are you supposed to thrive? I don't know. I couldn't imagine waking up and being like, who's responsible for how I'm feeling?
Yeah, like, who did this to me while I slept that I feel this wicked? Like, who gave me this boner?
I can't believe, like, why did this person cut me off?
Yeah.
In traffic, you know, why is there so much traffic? Who's responsible for this? I don't know. And for the traffic thing in my head, I'm like, somebody fucked up.
That's a tie into it too.
Yeah.
You know what? You like, no matter what, I think at some point in time, if your whole reality or your whole perception of life is built off by somebody else, off of multiple people. It's why TV is so popular and people have idols and celebrities, because they want to be like this person, because they don't
celebrity crushes.
They don't want, they forget what it feels like to be themselves, because themselves isn't the right brand.
The Bachelor.
Yo, I'm telling you, it's so crazy. But feminism is happening, and they're like, but have you? Why is The Bachelor the most popular TV show? Like, those two things.
Think about it. I know. If this is where you're going with it, please let me know. Because okay. What is The Bachelor? First of all, what is the whole TV series based on? Break it out.
It seems to me, because I haven't watched it. I
haven't watched any of it. Have you seen clips?
I've seen clips.
Alright,
I'm seeing shows like that. I know the premise. I know the premise behind it on like the industry side.
Yeah.
But for
the whole
us regular folk, it seems like 32 women.
32.
Basically interview or audition to be with one man. This man is so amazing.
Yes. Well, he auditioned too, but they don't tell you that.
Somehow he now becomes the, like, I don't understand it. Even I want to make a joke about it, but
the joke is that the irony of the situation is that women don't do that in real life
at all.
If you had one woman in your life right now that knew that you were being approached by 32 other women,
but what actually secretly happens?
They want you more. They want you worse. But what they're saying is that they don't like that. So,
but do you see the trick?
Yeah, of course.
But what actually happens? So every time, especially on Tinder or in any given relationship, you know that she probably has to send 15 texts, be like, "Yo, sorry, I can't fuck with you no more." About a relationship. Hey, my bad. Like, I experienced it in my last relationship with that girl, Katie. Yeah. She got into a relationship with me too quickly, and found it hard to cut the people off that she'd been building relationships with before she met me. To the point whereas she went against all what she believed to be her morals and values, and wanted me to be okay with that.
Oh yeah.
In a sense. And so, is that bad? It's just weird.
Choice.
It's that is full left brain shit. And what happens is, it's when it becomes mob mentality, when it becomes societal norm, when it becomes a culture, and people can't question the rules.
But then there's the Bachelorette.
Of course, because life is duality, there must be balance.
How many guys do you know that would be like, yes, I'm going to compete with these other 32 dudes?
32 dudes. Every guy. What the fuck? Man, every guy by nature is a fucking simp.
What I'm saying is no one ever says that's wrong.
Well,
But when you flip it, it's The Bachelor. That's when it's like, yeah, I wouldn't do that, kind of thing.
but they would.
I know.
It's how society. It's Pavlov's theory, where we don't even see it, where we now do it to ourselves and come up with newer and more extravagant ways to do it. And all it is, do fucking Adam Sandler. Do you know the stories of the betting scandals? The people who died.
Mafia.
Bro,
Yeah.
Jordan.
Yeah.
The real reason Jordan didn't play basketball for a year after his father died, because that nigga was an avid gambler.
From China.
No, he was an avid gambler, the mob. So like, all right, Jordan, you probably should play basketball for you. Until we clear the situation up. Go ahead and go do something else. And settle your debts, figure this shit out, and then we'll come back. One of the narratives that I've heard about why Jordan really played baseball. Wow. Or MK Ultra Punishment, or something. There's another narrative I've heard. But anyway,
could you imagine just being MK Ultra?
It happens all the time.
What if everyone's MK Ultra mind controlled?
Bro, it's animals, man. I told you. You don't know walk around with this in their head. Could be your brother. Could be your neighbor. Could be
aliens
your teacher.
are real. Okay.
I mean, think about what your different mental states are anyway. Like, what is a thought? Think about it. What is a thought anyway?
Yeah. Well, they're not mine.
And if they're not yours, I mean, I think of it
like I don't own them.
So where do they come from?
I don't think it matters.
So
it's alien.
It's one or two things, or I see it one way. So one is reading biosignals, emotions. Yeah. A lot of those thoughts get into your head because one, people are you're like an antenna, electricity. You're input-output device. Mm-hmm. So it's how you read emotions. It's how some people are empathetic or psychotic. The more you develop that. So think about if you weren't able to speak. And you have to absolutely depend on reading body language. Think of how much your brain would adapt to that degree, and what you would then be able to do with it. Because all your brain is doing is correction, error, correction. That's how it figures out correction, error, response. So stimuli, and then guess,
response.
So, and that's why your left brain, you always try to ignore the first one, especially when you're empathy. That's why they react. But the better so that's why people get better at sports. The more they do it, it's what repetition does. And so imagine if you couldn't talk.
You mean like habits? I don't know. Fuck, that would be weird.
You'd be able to. Yeah. Your other senses would be so heightened because the energy would be going there. This is now atrophy. There's no point. And your brain would what? Neurogenesis, neuroplasticity. You just evolve. You just adapt. Yeah. That's why they say that people who suffer or people who they evolve because they have to rely on. So now your brain's wired a different way and it's doing different functions, and now you can do this, now you can do that.
Mm-hmm. Habits.
That's it. 21 days. It worked. I tracked that shit. That's why I'm blessed for the fucking what's it called? The Planet Fitness workout app. Shows every time I did for 21 days. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna cheat for the first week. I'm gonna just have that pre-workout by my bed. Yeah. So when I'm up, it's in. I can't sleep now, bitch. And I just go. And I just make myself go. I did it for a week, and all of a sudden, I'm up. Now, but what I did was put the pre-workout in the car. Yeah. Now I gotta get to the fucking car to get the pre-workout. And then eventually put it into a routine. Yeah. I have 30 minutes in between when I get there it takes me like 7 minutes to get there. A few minutes to get ready, get my bag packed, get in there, do a hydro massage, then go work out. And then now I'm up. Okay. I'm up.
It's effective.
And then if I can change the energy to getting through the day at work. Now I went from using 60 milligrams of Adderall a day, maybe, to now 15. I'll take one in the morning just to focus because I have so much energy that my right brain, I just want to play. I'll be at the gym, you'll see me, I'll be at the gym playing, and then I get to work and I just want to play. I see everybody, now I'm happy and I change the energy, but if I don't take the Adderall, it'll be that much harder to get to my left brain. Yeah. But now I take that little dose, I go do my breathing, and everything speeds up and I slow it down. I'm in control, bitch. I'm in control. And then I go do. And sometimes, depending on how the day, because my body will still try to do, depending on the chronotype, when I'll peak. So but I'm trying to rewrite all that shit.
Yeah.
So now I just need food. I gotta make sure I eat. So I got the protein. Gotta make sure I have some kind of food, because if I get hungry,
Then I got crazy.
Then I get, then I get, and I can reel it in. It's just I shouldn't be wanting. I shouldn't want to reel it in. Meaning, you don't want to try and control any part of your emotion. You want to be in control of your emotion. Know when to use it.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to repress anything. But if you're experiencing it, there's a reason. It's like a warning system.
I mean, you don't have to eat every time you're hungry.
Yeah, that's the thing. You have to actually know when you're hungry.
Right.
And the thing is, most people associate the stomach with hunger, but it's not. That's why your stomach is digesting food.
Yeah.
And what do people do when that happens? Or let me get more food, and then slow that process up.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're full of shit, and they only shit one time a day, and they out here breathing that shit through their mouth and just spewing all types of nonsense. Like, you know, like, bro, you know, you walk around somebody that's just full of shit, and they open up their mouth and hey, that's Johnny Dos, and that Dos smells like doo-doo.
Dude.
Yeah, I'm telling you, bro.
The whole like being filled with up to what? I don't know what it lasts, like 15 pounds of
Yeah,
feces.
at any given time. And I'm like, bro, you need to be pushing. You can be pushing. You probably should be pushing that out
Yeah,
because
very little. Very little.
pooping gets rid of toxins, all that negative shit.
Yeah.
And you can't let it go, man. You can't hold yourself accountable. You drink some prune juice and let that shit go, man. Fuck, it's not a big deal. It happened in the past,
Yeah.
and that's the thing about the past. You can't nothing you can do about it.
Body has a built-in pass detector. This is what I did. Poop it out.
Yeah, poop it out. I mean, this is a country of like, yeah.
McDonald's,
Smell that?
Yeah.
You smell that?
That shit, I hate it too.
I'm like, yo, nigga, you just fart in my face and ask me if it smell good? Spread on your chest. What? I'm like,
You do that.
Like, I don't need your shit.
You do that.
Alright? That's because my shit, my farts, my gas, the toxins I release from my body are so phenomenal
Mm-hmm.
because everyone else is so shit. Anyway. Anyway.
That's where the word toxic comes from.
Yeah.
Toxic dumps.
That's why I say that people who are toxic, usually they're full of shit, and they can't let it go. They haven't sweated in like 45 years, and they're heavy, but they're so heavy that they cologne is clogged, and they can't get the shit out, and it's just tough. But
And it comes out of their mouth.
they receive willpower, and then you go, and people just figure it out. Humans are adaptable, they're resilient,
Kill
and
'em all.
eventually they'll figure it out. It takes a little bit longer for some than others.
Do you ever feel like you just want to murder something?
No, not anymore.
You ever feel murdery?
I do from time to time, especially with Phil. Sometimes I love him to death.
Yeah.
But every now and again, and then even with Sean that one time at work,
Murder.
I was like, "Yo, what the?"
Isn't that a weird feeling?
Because it's just it's fully defensive, and it's a fear-based emotion, which is why I know to reel it in because fear is not. It's one of the good things about knowing that fear, false evidence appearing real. I love that acronym because fear is not a base emotion. It's a symptom. It's how you're anxious. You know that you're afraid because you feel the anxiety. Simple.
You gotta go kill your fear
And you don't kill your fear, you understand your anxiety.
with double knife hands.
Why are you anxious? Wait, why do I feel this way? When you wonder about it, you're like, oh, now I think about it. But when you're in your left brain, that's what pops up. How it goes. Have you ever scared an NPC? Have you ever just popped up? You ever seen that look?
Yeah.
Either with truth
Yeah.
or just moving too fast. Oh god. Oh. God damn it, I can see there. It's dark. You're black. But seriously. But yeah,
Scared me.
it's like, and you can see it when people who go into their scripts and they go that glaze over look in their eye and then just spitting out whatever the clickbait they clicked the other day was, because that's the left brain. Left brain can't see it as like you can't see it as a whole, so you have to put it in the category. Consume. Consume. It's a problem with consumerism, and it's like open Pandora's box. It's an overload of information. Your brain doesn't have the energy. It has to deal with life. It doesn't have the energy to let you think about that shit. You want to get home and jerk off, watch the new episode of fucking Avatar that came out 10 years ago for real, and like maybe get your dick sucked by your wife or something handy. Not slap your child in the face because he wants attention and love after you've given all of it to work. because you have to pay for his bills. Because kids apparently cost millions of like how many millions of dollars. So they set you up with all that information. Like, yeah, fuck you if you have a kid. It's gonna cost you all this money that you know you don't have. We can never get because the system is rigged.
Child support.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
how effective is that? And I mean,
Effective a lot.
when effective measurements don't work, when things just don't work, I mean, I feel like how is it that we don't just
Legalized medical cocaine.
adjust? Yes, same thing. That's exactly. Wow, like you were reading my mind.
Legalize drugs in a sense,
Yeah,
but like
because then you
make it
kill that desire.
yeah.
Decriminalize it because you would kill that desire part of it. When it's just available, then you don't want it.
Yeah.
Like,
You
it's
mean
like
I have to go into this building to buy my drugs?
yeah, like,
I don't want to do
I
that.
don't want to do that. It takes a lot of work. Like,
Yeah.
you just
And now I'm that guy because like people are gonna see me do. Yeah, I know.
give me my receipt.
Yeah.
With taxes.
Yep.
Everybody go
And it's,
take it
it's
out.
probably gonna get taxed at like 25%.
Take it out of the shadows. Make that shit expensive. Like if you can have a conversation about it, then you're able to
Yeah.
find all the plot holes
Yeah.
and all the steel sharpens steel. But if you hide it away and cancel it and let it stew in the dark, it becomes that scary monster that comes back to bite your head off.
How long do you think it's gonna be for? I mean, Maryland is decriminalized or medically legal. Why can't it just be all the states?
And that's what people don't get about America. People, for some reason, think that we're actually in the United States of America. We are absolutely not. And the pandemic has proved that.
Yeah.
Trump has proved all states, you have the right to do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
None of us are acting unanimously. They're like, why isn't the pandemic bringing us together? Well, the way I'm like, and because everyone is so unable to see the whole, like no matter what, even the biggest category.
People are deciding to live closely together,
But it's weird.
and that causes so many problems.
Well, why are people being? If you notice, most of the cities,
Yeah.
the high populated or what?
What even
blue,
is a city?
They're blue. They're the more higher populated labels. We just keep labeling it something different, calling it something else, and then we'll take symptoms and make that as if that's the actual problem. When you keep trying to cure the symptom as if it's a problem, even according to biology, what usually happens? If you give the wrong antibiotics to somebody, what usually happens?
Well,
Creates new mutations, makes it worse. Now you gotta create another antibiotic for that one, and then you just keep creating problems to solve.
so the meditation thing is like the reason people have such a hard time with it, in the beginning at least, is so the basic practice is that you sit down, you focus on your breathing. Right? That's the most simple way to meditate. Mindfulness meditation. Just focusing on your breathing, focusing on the in and out. You're not trying to control it. You're just experiencing it. So, but your human brain is wired, and it's in this electric state where it's just what is it called? I don't know what kind of wave it's called, but it's like it's just thinking.
When
It's
you're
a
in
thinking
theta.
state. It's an active. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no, theta, beta, alpha. Usually we're in the,
Okay.
I believe, alpha brainwave,
All right.
where
So
it's go.
So yeah, but your brain is like, I need to figure out things all the time. I need to figure it out. What's going on? What is
Category.
this? What is this? What is
Category.
this? What is
Left,
this? What
right,
is this?
huh.
Yeah.
This is label,
Yeah.
label, box, label,
Your
box,
brain,
box,
your brain
label.
has to operate like that, or else you would die. At least
Well,
in some
you
situations.
will lose touch with reality.
You would walk in the middle of the street and get hit by a car.
Yes, because you wouldn't know what a car is.
Yeah,
Technically, no. I mean, well, technically, no, because there have been, it's a movie Memento, there are different movies based off of it where there's been complete left brain and the right basically compensates for it. It's just you have to relearn a whole lot of things. Basically, because of neuroplasticity and neurogenesis, you can rebuild. Your brain is malleable. It can rebuild. Now that, based off of studies now, because of the MRI machine and being able to study brainwaves, it's just that what I believe schizophrenia and dementia is, or especially dementia, but after schizophrenia, it's just psychosis in its extreme.
Yeah.
When left brain is working too hard, it's overworking. So caffeine, amphetamines, all the go stuff. Go juice basically puts you in that category label. And what happens is your emotions are in your right brain. And when your body and brain are out of balance because you're not utilizing your right brain at all, and you forget how, especially when you forget how to breathe, or forget to be mindful and take a second to just,
Yeah.
you start to what? Emotionally react. And it's like, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Like people start to take thoughts as if they are abject reality. They're not. Those are just thoughts. You don't even actually feel that, right? That may not even be what you feel.
Yeah.
It's what you think, an opinion. Because usually when people wonder about things, because that's the correct term, you're supposed to wonder about it. Oh shit, what does this mean? And then you think about it, right, left,
Curiosity.
and then you make a decision. But when you're so left brain heavy, your left brain is so fired up and so wired, your caffeine, right, you're just like,
That's why we need AI, just to like.
Autonomous,
Yeah.
because category, right?
I mean, we already do it, but.
I mean, that's industrial revolution. You
Yeah.
have to be autonomous. The Ford, the what's it called? The factory line, assembly line, where things just B, C, D, E, F. G. It's great for accounting. It's great for various scenarios where the production needs to be.
I'm glad I have it though.
Of course, it's necessary because you have to put it together. That's why I like that ape video. Basically, what he's saying is when you're able to put your right and left together, you're now in full control of your body, because your feelings are just energy, emotion, biosignals. And then you send them to people by what? Body language or speech, or that's transferring of emotion. That's why when I say people are empathetic or are empaths or control empathy, is because they're able to receive and decipher these signals because they're in tune with theirs and know how to approach somebody. But people who are so stuck in their left brain can't do that, because they believe I think it causes suppression of emotions because they don't use the right brain. It causes dysphoria. They can no longer see things as a whole.
So what do we do about those people?
We dose all of them with acid again. No. But it's already happening. So the thing about mob mentality, the thing about how that works in general, is the stoned ape theory. Not stoned ape, excuse me. There's an experiment which I can't remember what it's called now, whereas like they taught a monkey on this island how to scoop water with coconuts, clean the coconuts first before they ate it.
Yeah, and then monkeys on another island figure out how to do it, and they're like, how?
They also did a picture with the BBC in London, whereas they showed what's it called when you take a bunch of different pictures and they put it together to show a picture, and they did do you recognize the face? And the first time they showed it, only like 5% were able to get it. But after that night, the next night they showed it again on a different aspect, and like 45% of people got it. And they showed it at different, and it's because it's the collective conscious.
Yeah. I like that concept.
Like, it's how it ties into energy and biosignals. Like if we're sending energy and motion, when your emotions are internal, and you put energy behind it, intention, it's like emotion. That's why we don't want to see people emotionally react, especially because you know they're not thinking. You know they're not thinking. Mom always said, think
Tarot
before
cards.
you talk. Tarot cards?
Tarot cards. You ever done that?
Yeah, I do. I do it automatically on my
reading.
phone. One of the apps pop
Yeah.
up and I get like
Yeah.
6 of Wands, and that's what it means.
Oh, I pulled that card last night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love all that stuff. I love all that esoteric,
Yeah.
and it always just gives you a frame of what to look for. Like
It's also how you interpret it, right?
it always applies, and that's the biggest thing. When your brain is open to all information, so you can see things as a whole in the right brain, you're able to take what you need from any bit of information, as opposed to react to it. I feel like that's where people fuck up, that they're so left brain that they see things like, no, that doesn't make any sense. Left brain, blah blah blah. As opposed to seeing them like, okay, how can that make sense? How could this apply to me? Which also I think ties in with accountability. If you're unable to hold yourself accountable, because you don't know which self is currently in charge, because you have so many different masks, because your ego's out of control, and you try to adapt to so many different situations that you've lost track of yourself, and sometimes you don't know what mask is gonna pop up at what time, because you lose track eventually. Like you lose track of who you are. You lose sense of self. And that's why psychedelics are so great, because if it wasn't for psychedelics for me, I don't think I ever would have even taken the time to be like, yo, who the fuck am I? Like,
I feel like for some people it's not even an important question.
but it's an innate question. It's one that's built into your little survival brain. In order for survival to life to continue,
Well,
you need to figure out your purpose.
There's some other people. There's some people that just
Yeah.
they hide it very well.
And that's what happens. That's what happens. Whenever you don't get down to that stage of 9 and 11, whereas you bend or break the rules,
Yeah.
then you just get. That's what arrested development is. And you have a 35-year-old who's actually 9 emotionally, and he can't deal with his feelings, and so he never looks to ask himself,
Yeah.
"What is my purpose? Why am I here?"
Right.
But then they try and fill it with little different things. Gym. I think like gym, beautiful body. Oh, yeah, so you show up. But
Yeah.
then that doesn't work. The question still pops up,
Yeah.
and then it's sex. Yeah, they're too busy to even think about the question, but they bust that nut, and they're like, oh wait, that question pops up again.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go to the material things, like, oh man, Supreme had a Supreme drop today at 9 p.m. or a fucking Gucci drop, or yeah, let me buy all the things in the world, and oh, I'm still
Sometimes
empty.
drugs.
And then drugs. It's escapism. But escapism. You try to escape so much that when you're trying to escape, you never look to find yourself because you're too busy.
No, life isn't an escape room.
Yeah, it's not.
You're just stuck in it.
And then there's so many different things to escape to. TV, video games, jerking off. I mean,
There's probably a lot of. How many people do you think are out there that they just look forward so much to getting off work, finally getting home, just sitting on the couch, just being like,
yeah. And usually, if the thing about it is serotonin occurs where?
Yeah, in your stomach, yeah.
And dopamine occurs where?
In your nutsack.
Especially when you bust that up. How you make her happy. Anyway, no. Dopamine's in the left brain.
Yeah, yeah.
And dopamine is the only chemical receptor in your brain that can affect your DNA.
Sure.
And does it in the sense of the more dopamine that you receive, your DNA changes to allow your receptor to receive more. That's how addiction works. And so it eventually just keeps until dopamine hit dopamine.
TV is dopamine.
Yeah.
Like straight up. Like that's your brain rewarding itself to watching TV. That's amazing. Or eating bad food.
That's why social media was so powerful, especially with likes.
Which is why I don't think it really applies to cannabis. Like cannabis does give me that obviously it affects your hormones because and those chemicals because it makes you feel different, right? But like it's never like I'm smoking and I'm like, oh, this is great. Like I'm so rewarded right now for doing this. It's kind of just like, well, let's see where this takes me. Which is why I don't really yeah. But some people will be like, "Oh, dude, you're just a serotonin junkie."
It's a different. So, but that would be incorrect. So what happens with weed is that it takes you out of your left brain because it causes your body to relax. What happens when you're in your left brain is you tense up. You sort of tense up and you get because your body needs to be in what homeostasis. It needs to be in balance. If your left brain is like, your body's like,
that's what happens when you have a panic attack.
Yeah, that's why you get because your body has to maintain balance at all times.
Imagine just being like those goats. You seen the goats? They tense up and fall over.
And they fall over. Yep.
They just have mini panic attack.
Yep. That's what.
Humans walking around.
That's why you see people head left brain walking around like they have the stick so far up their ass or a hot potato and they're just
a hot potato.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that one. That's funny.
Catching that butthole hard.
I would think that a hot potato you want to get out.
That's why they walk.
So hot.
That's why they walk
It's so hot it clenches.
It clenches. Like, oh god.
I'm gonna heat up a lemon and just shove it in my ass and see what happens.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Do it.
I would. I mean, I feel like if we scroll through enough episodes of Jackass,
yeah. No.
Steve-O has taken that L for everybody in America. Well, no, that's why psychedelics and it puts you in your right brain. It gives you the ability to be conscious again. It sends you back to the issue we have. Minus Texas. Texas seems to be the only.
What qualifies a place as a city? Like, how do we come up with
Per capita. That's all.
Okay.
How many people have we crammed into this place and made it look like this? How many trees have we cut down and killed? How many highways and roads?
Maryland is terrible.
Maryland is like half and half. Shout out to Rouse for doing Columbia, making Columbia what it is. Because it's like you planted a like right in the middle of the city is like a little town. It's like, and look at all the trees. That's what that shit is beautiful. Even old Ellicott City, like all the little places in Maryland. Maryland is like this weird, like smorgasbord, and then there's DC.
Yeah.
Like I think it's there to literally balance out DC because it's the only way you can have a DC.
Just farm.
I imagine I imagine that was kind of planned.
Until you got to DC.
Like I imagine that was planned. They're like, yo, if we're gonna do this, then we gotta do something over here.
People wanted to move out of the city that were living in the city. So after like several generations of that, people being able to expand outwards,
It's simple.
So
And the closer people are, the more they're boxed in, the more easier they can control.
Choose to live so closely next to each other?
Because it's affordable.
Yeah.
That's the whole plot and plan. How did they get people to move in the first place? You don't remember?
I don't know.
Remember they paid people. They were paying them. They were giving the houses away. They were giving land away. It's a beautiful yo-yo technique that our government does. What they do with all the land? And here you go.
Yeah.
Come rush the blah. Take come. And then what they do little by little. Take it back. Ma. Safe part. Ma. Zoning law.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Thought you had it. And then how did they top it off? Financial crisis. Housing collapse. Bow.
Yeah.
Trick everybody.
You can build it, but we're gonna have to tax you on what you bought.
Oh, not even. Look at your mortgage. The land you own needed to pay this, and now it's ours again.
Yeah.
Oh, you're in crippling debt. You can't. And we split the bill between 75 debt collectors. So good luck calling all those motherfuckers and finding out where all you.
Yeah.
Bro, it's a beautiful trick. The same one, simple.
I want to buy some land.
Yeah, that's what.
Is it worth it?
That's why I live in Costa Rica. Yes, yeah. That's the only true thing of true value. What else is the more land you have, the more power. That's it. Land is power.
Considering most of it's bought already. It must have been crazy to live during the times of like the land grab, like World War II, one.
Must be shit. Must suck now. Because you're like, oh,
no one's.
Most of it's taken back. It's beautiful.
You have like peace agreements between Israel and the Byzantine state and shit, and it's like, what the fuck is?
How the fuck?
What the fuck is going on?
The hell?
What's going on? Yeah. Like,
It's interesting.
you ever seen iRobot? The movie?
Fuck yeah, Will Smith.
Wasn't it? It was so
What,
like
favorite
surreal to
movie?
watch that movie and see the robots like huddling together.
Yes.
The way they were huddling together. It was
Plotting.
just like this, like
I love watching movies like that. Fantasy
yeah,
is what.
yeah.
Truth is stranger than fiction, my nigga.
It's subconscious stuff.
Seems like things that are on movies make a lot more sense than things that happen in real life.
It's subconscious stuff. Scary movies are still tricky to me sometimes, depending on what it is.
Yeah, I don't like. I'm just not a fan.
Bob and Doug.
But I probably should be
Kind
more
of.
of a fan to just walk into that fear at all times to get used to.
Just be like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Watch my scary movie.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I got past the gore and blood stuff by just absolutely like,
Yeah.
loving,
Yeah.
like, oh my god. I can't watch it in real life, like, so I can't watch Bones Break. I'm not a fan of that shit at all. Like, oh my god, no.
I've seen so many.
I was
others
doing a
on
leg
skateboard.
press and like dude's leg, left leg. I was like, nope.
Yep.
I couldn't fully. I was like, boop, nope.
Nope.
And
Skip
that-
away, none of that.
Because I don't want to put that into my brain. Because once I
Or, like,
see that, it
Or,
becomes
like,
a what?
Stabbing or like wounds.
Yeah, I try not to put myself that because of my.
Or, like, you ever seen pictures of what it looks like when all the skin got removed on your hands?
Yeah. Yeah. See,
It's terrifying.
things are because I believe so strongly in the power of my imagination. And that or have the understanding of if I can see it, then I can do what? I can fucking do it.
Mhm.
And that goes for anything. That's just the way that works. And so I like to put as many odds in my favor that I won't. So I try to be a good person. Because if you try to be a narcissist or a dickhead and do that leg press at 700 pounds, watch what happens to you and me. Think you go drink the hot stories your ass want to beat all your kids and beat your kids in life like they some drums. You gonna get away with that shit. Goodbye, nutsack. You don't deserve kids anymore. Goodbye. Yeah. That's why you shouldn't be service kids. Like beat your wife, but then make you hit baseballs real far. You think which is, I mean, which is crazy. I don't understand. I don't get it in that sense. Like why steroids are illegal in basketball? Because think about it.
Well, I've always said let's let him take steroids.
Yeah, fuck it.
I
Right?
like if I have like I don't necessarily want to see someone die in football, but like, what if it happened?
What if steroids could have prevented that
Extreme sports.
because he was bigger or stronger?
Yeah.
But here's the thing:
Yeah.
your body adapts and adjusts. Yeah, he told us, but give him steroids and
Yeah.
that's why I look at LeBron James like, so what? He's doing. He got. Come on, like let's be real.
Yeah.
How old is this nigga?
I don't know.
38 or 39. He's almost 40. 40 years old.
That's right.
If I show you highlights from last night, how is it possible? He's played almost 19 years in the league. 19 years. Do you know the wear and tear?
Steroids. Human growth hormone.
Unless he's like the new there's your body. I mean, it needs a little bit of that kick to even understand how to do that. It's probably not consistent.
What if someone came up to you and they're like, let me try something on you. And you're like, what do you mean? And they're like, I have this thing that like, if I give it to you or you take it, like it'll help you heal way faster.
So my left
Than it
brain.
normally would.
That's why I'm really glad my left brain is
Someone came
I
up to you
have
and
control
said,
over it now because then I'll be like, why? Why did you choose me?
I don't know, because you look like the kind of guy that needs it.
Why?
Just look at you.
And then I just keep asking why
Yeah.
until I get the truth. So until I get to, is it safe?
Yeah, it'll make you bigger, faster, and stronger.
I would have to know, is it safe?
Yeah.
And how do you know if it's
You're
safe?
gonna survive.
Well, who will be testing it on?
No
Who
one.
will
You're the
survive?
first.
Man, your fat eye will take this chemical and put it
All
through
right.
your body.
Different
Eh?
scenario. You are a professional sports athlete, and they're like, "Look, it would be like 39. Like, we know how to keep you going for a lot longer, and you do that for your job. You're making millions of dollars. I bet you there's a fair amount that would be like, yeah,
What, duh.
Yeah.
The fuck? What? If this can make me do my job better, so I can keep paying my family and entertaining my fans, duh, that's a given. I don't knock him for it. I love LeBron. That's my favorite. Hell yeah. Get to you, brother. Also, look how fast. Look at the adaptations that's happening. People are now 1 or 2 ACLs.
Well, I mean, yeah, but where's the difference though? Like, what if, even though I'm not a professional, someone came up to me, a professional athlete, someone came up to me like, yo, this is the shit. It's gonna make you like superhuman. I would be like, sure.
Of course. I mean,
Would you try it? Is what I'm asking. You said no. You said no.
I mean, if it's
Yeah.
if I'm the first person, fuck no. Nigga, we know how this game works. When the PS5 comes out, are you pre-ordering that shit?
I'm down. No.
Fuck no.
No.
All right, you live life long enough to know that you're gonna do what? You're gonna wait because you know that the game now is beta. Everything is beta testing. Everything is so much beta testing that
True.
they give you the fucking add-ons as full games. What used to be a $15 add-on, now it's $60 because the first game is so buggy and trash that everyone bitches and complains. Oh, here's the patch.
Yeah.
Wow,
It is brilliant.
it just do you know, and it's supply demand. The more we beg for the escapism, the faster they have to produce it. Eventually, hey,
Yeah, that's how that. I didn't think that most recent Pokemon game was gonna be like that, but no, there's DLC in that too, and I'm like,
deals, pokers. Remember when Pokemon just used to start and end?
games
And
aren't
then you'd
even
be sad. Games
$16 or $60 anymore.
No.
They're like
10.
110.
Like how?
Yeah.
Like what the fuck? These
Yeah.
price supposed to for this immersive experience and this add-on skin
Have you
and
tried
this
VR?
same gun that I don't even just fuck with VR because I'm not falling down that
So
side.
you've never tried it.
I've tried.
Okay.
Sam has made me try it. Sam eased me into VR to help me understand more of how
How'd
to
you like
people
it?
see reality. I loved it. I know I would love it, but that's why I don't do it.
Dude,
I don't need any other reason to escape.
Yeah.
I'm almost
Yeah.
like I want to be able to manipulate reality, my reality, so much so, or manifest in my reality, so much so that
I feel like when I put it on, I feel like I forget how my eyes feel.
yeah,
And it's weird.
it's weird. And your eyes are part of your brain,
Yeah.
directly part of this thing is. Remember, once I saw that first episode of Black Mirror, Black Mirror with the VR, I was like, Oh, I understand.
That's what this
That
is.
this thing can.
This is a blank.
This thing basically takes control of all of your senses, and now has the ability to it takes control of your basically input-output machine. Connects to your left brain supercomputer and does what? Sends inputs in the reverse direction. So now your body is reacting out of order. Body goes first. So it's supposed to be like this. It's very simple. Mind follows the body follows the mind. In this order. Your body follows the mind, and then the mind follows the body. In that order. Excuse me. Alright? So in your mind, you wonder, or you think, hey, I want to touch this table. And then you tell your hand to touch it. The older you get, the more it evolves, the faster that correction and error response happens, the faster it happens. You don't have to think about it anymore, you just touch. What happens? Your body now feels this and sends that signal back up to your brain. And your brain's like, oh, this is solid. And then your brain's like, also it's a solid table. And it's a solid brown table. Sends the information back. But when people emotionally react, it's like, table, brain, fuck, huh!
What if you forget that it's solid?
And that's what happens when you do acid.
No, you would just hit your hand anyways.
Maybe.
I don't know. Can you manipulate your subconscious to believe that you can put your hand through this table?
No.
Me neither.
Because
that would be kind of cool though.
I mean, that childish, wait, let me question the rules. Why is this? That's why the first time we spoke weed, people, ask all these stupid ass, it sounds like ask stupid ass questions. Like, wait a minute.
Is
all
the
right.
sky really blue?
If I sit down and look from the left and the right, the ocean is purple sometimes. Is the ocean purple? And you're like, no.
I gotta piss.
Alright, this is going to be a TV timeout. Jake is going to pee. I'm going to stretch my not old bones. If I stay quiet enough, maybe we can hear Jacob pee. Let's listen to the sound of his stream. That'll tell us just how tight his sphincter is. Praise the Lord. It sounds like a healthy flow. No drip, 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 just peace, peace, peace. And that was another episode of Jacob is Taking a Piss. And we'll be back after this commercial break. Shouldn't put me through the camera. I'll do weird shit like this. When nobody's watching. Oh, there's a window. People could probably see my music there.
You ever just have that one pee where you're just like, oh,
Yes.
that was nice.
Or you just let it release.
You want some? You want some whiskey?
I will absolutely take a shot of whiskey. Let's do this. Loosen the fuck up, man. I actually also kind of want to roll another J.
Yeah.
Not for right now.
Roll
Maybe
another
later.
You can roll another one.
No, actually, not one.
You can do whatever you want. From the sellers of Lincoln Heckler. I can't even. I'm cursive stupid, so I don't know. But Buffalo Trace, basically. AKA the good shit.
The good shit.
So, if you want some,
I do.
do you want to pour it?
Here. I was looking around for chase outs.
Look at how pretty that looks. Look, there's stuff floating in it.
Angels envy, and even the angels up in heaven who cannot drink because they have no physical body are envying this drink.
Yes, yes.
Praise the Lord.
It's good.
I'm actually
It's
excited.
like a $60 model. I got had though. Went up to the liquor store. I said, "Hey, I'm looking for some whiskey." And she was like, "Have you tried this one?" And I was like, "No." Let's try it. And she goes, "It'll be like $60.24." And I was like, "Okay." Well, I'm not gonna bitch out on
I'm
this
already
now.
here.
I know.
Fuck.
Like, I'm not gonna tell her to like put it down.
Like, why you like?
cheaper shit? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, see, but that's
And I
ego.
made it last too. I'm not treating it like that.
I mean, that's ego.
Yeah.
And it happens to me all the time. It
Well,
happened
yeah.
to me at the fucking
Dude.
chiropractor, whereas she was like, lat pull down, and on the machine I can go up to like 170, but on the actual pull, I have to humble myself.
Yeah.
And so when she said, like, what's your no rep 30? Bitch, I wouldn't even use 30 for a stretch rep. Alright? I was like 70. I was like, actually, I said like 100.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'm gonna put it on 70.
Yeah.
Alright, give me 20 sets. Then I looked at her, I realized it was a lap. She was like, fuck! And I was like, 1. She was like, come before you? I was like, yes! Mind you, I had just done almost 100 reps of shoulder stretches.
Oh, at the therapy place?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And then I went into lap pull downs, which I had done that morning.
Yeah.
So, and I was like, yeah, can't bitch out now. She's like,
Right.
do I need to lower the weight? No!
No.
No!
Your ego is like, you can do it.
And then
Don't
she
think about it.
And then she stepped out of the room, and
Yeah.
I was like, we're gonna put this down
Oh.
to 40!
You did it.
And rep out.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So she cooked you.
Basically,
A little bit.
I cooked myself.
Sure.
So, and that's the one thing that I'm practicing with all of my abilities to never play the victim role. Is like just to consistently hold myself accountable. Oh yeah, you ball my. You see that? Once. What? Fuck.
I 20s, 5s, 10s. I got everything except 50s.
Except
and
100s.
Yeah. It's all good.
There's little things in life.
Literally. This is great. What do you are those your clippers? Your fingernail clippers right there? Are those yours? Or are they on the table already? And I didn't notice.
They were on the table already. You didn't notice, but I
Alright,
was.
that's kind of gross.
Gonna ask
I
you to use
apologize.
it. Some sort of
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right here.
Because I really
I
was
was
gonna get a
gonna
man
put
petty.
them right back where they started. In the case that you get, a bit anxious and need to start trimming your fingernails.
Yeah, yeah. You know what happens? I realized at some point in time that we're on camera, and I became extremely self-conscious.
Why?
You usually start down here.
Yeah, why?
I mean,
Why? Why do you think that happens?
what?
Or at least, people get anxious about being behind a camera or in front of a camera. Well, to different levels, to different degrees, I guess.
When you don't have sense of self, I believe it's the left brain thing. No sense of self.
Or
You don't know which. You don't know
the
which mask to
camera
put on.
is taking your soul.
I don't know which mask to put on. Who got?
The camera's taking your soul.
Who should I be? Who should I be? Actually, so what happens is, remember,
Witchcraft. Every time you take a picture of someone, it takes their soul. A little bit more. And then you have to make a deal with the devil and be like, give me my soul back. And he's like, okay. Infinite soul.
Oh, I thought those were strippers. I thought you
Yeah.
were talking about strippers.
I don't know what I'm talking
Look,
about.
man,
I'm
in
just saying
college,
things.
I lived in a stripper coven.
Yeah.
I didn't live in a stripper coven. I lived amongst a group of strippers, and it was a very phenomenally, interestingly, emotionally wrecking experience.
Did you love it?
Fucking every last minute of it.
Yeah.
It was. Look. One of the reasons why I love college, I feel like maybe several reasons to this. It could be because my moon is in Venus, my ruling planet, which is primarily a female planet, or I was raised by 95% woman. My mom, my aunt, my grandma, my sister, and then my dad is extremely right brain as well, very. So I love being around women. They've always been just nicer, like less demanding or expecting.
Yeah.
Like just
Yeah.
easy to kind of be around, like soft. Like
I know what you mean.
yeah, I said it. I'm like, man, that's not, and not
No.
they're malleable would be a
Yeah.
better word.
For sure.
Malleable as opposed to rigid, like
Like Papa.
Papa.
Papa was a little rigid.
My mom was the rigid one. My dad was but I was always a mama's boy. But my dad was the more.
It's okay. The best guys on earth were mama's boys.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Because they end up growing up with that empathy, compassion.
Yup.
But my mom being like her grandfather, like my grandfather, heavy left brain. I'm gonna put some CBD in it. Don't worry.
That one's looking a little heavy.
That's
Heavy on the sauce. Can you one paper that shit?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, that's why I use a full paper. Usually I just cut the paper into 4, and I go from there.
Alright, so, I mean, it's funny that we had, like, 2 rapidly different, or not rapidly, it's a way word. Oh, God.
Not the right word.
Yeah, it's
black.
coming out, it's coming out.
What about
You can't say that it's 2020.
You haven't even taken the shot yet.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been 2 sips. What's wrong? You don't like yours? I haven't even tried it yet.
Bro, I went to ECU. All right, by drinking, I'm not a drinker unless it's a social.
It's a little. This is social.
I was gonna take this as a shot.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we're taking a shot.
I mean, you can do what you want, but I'm just sipping because it's fun.
But there was no chaser. There's
You
nothing.
don't need it.
Yeah, no. I do need it. It should taste nasty. It doesn't taste good. Like no matter what, no matter how.
No alcohol tastes good to you?
No, fuck no.
No.
It's just gross.
I'm sorry.
Alcohol is nothing to be sorry about. I just, but that in order not to become a raging alcoholic
Have
at
you tried it,
ECU,
though?
that had to happen.
Have you tried it though?
It's not a. I put it like this. I know that it can taste good if I'm in the state of mind, whereas I'm a connoisseur of like or whatever. It can taste good
Yeah.
because I understand that I have enough information in my brain about alcohol to basically create that reality where I put on the mindset. Okay, this is good.
If I
You smell
take
it.
a sip,
I just
if I take a sip, will you take a sip?
overall myself, of course.
Okay.
But it's not going to change my opinion on it.
Oh,
I would still
just tell
prefer
me-
chaser
just tell me
because
what you
it's fucking
think.
gross.
It's not gross. It tastes like alcohol.
It's not, doesn't taste good. It tastes like rubbing alcohol.
I think it has like different flavors that come out based on where it touches your tongue. I've never actually drank rubbing alcohol, but I imagine the smell is good enough to understand.
Well,
So I get where that's coming from.
so the burn, the taste, it's not like it warms. It's warming. There's like mahogany. It's like it's woodish.
Yeah, you look at it and you're like, well, it did age in barrels,
Yeah.
so
I
hope so.
but it doesn't. But see, this is not bad as far as alcohol goes. It's not bitter.
Because then
It
you
is
try
a
like
rather
the Jack
sweet
Daniels,
taste.
and it has like that syrup thing to it. Or
Yes.
you try like the
Ugh.
flavors like Jim Beam shit.
Yeah,
like the black cherry.
I think that's it.
That's the one that kills you because it's sweet and you like it at first, and then you get used to it. You're like, fuck it, I might as well just.
And also, it's just mostly, like I said, I prefer. I know better ways to access the savage in me without using alcohol.
Oh, yeah.
Because of using alcohol so much, without having the chemical reaction that my body.
I
doesn't
just do it. I do it for the flavor. I really like the flavor of it
See, but that's why I don't do it for
because
the
I'm
flavor.
very attached to my flavors.
See, but that's why I don't do it with the flavor.
I like really subtle flavors. You know, they kind of dance.
You like
on
real,
your tongue.
you like real salt everything. That's it's the subtle cut, man. I keep telling you. It's
Yeah, I know. You can be interested in like all you know. Well, I can't really say I like nice cars and shit. That's the example I was gonna make. But like you, I don't know. I'm not obsessed with like.
materialist.
Well,
It's
to a degree.
well, in the sense of like,
To a degree.
it's in the sense of. It's more abstract. It's just you go to China apparently. Those kids out there doing they're
Bending spoons.
yeah they're just out there like fucking like
What is this video? Can we watch this? Is that a thing?
on Indigo Children. Chinese, I think Chinese Indigo Children. I think it's happening in China. That we'll never know about because we have the television. It's literally instructing us on everything that's happening. Like, there's no way you can get information from an outside source that's given to you other than the news, unless you actually go there for yourself and get that perspective.
Are the Indigo kids the same kids that were in the Matrix movies? Where they're bending spoons? Is that what that's supposed to be?
No, the Matrix is supposed to be a reflection of society as it is. What happens when you are viewing? I believe, in one aspect, what happens when you're viewing the world through your right brain versus when you're viewing your world through your left brain. Through your right brain, you look at everything as a whole, everything is energy at its base core. And you know that if you could fully understand that at its base principle, everything's energy. Then you become the spoon. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm just watching this large kid do amazing stuff. You wanna watch this?
Little John John was only 10 months old when his parents said he was able to recognize more than 2,000 Chinese characters. When reporters visited the family, they tried to see whether the baby could really tell the different characters apart. Holding two cards
There's
with the word on it,
Juana.
they said one of
Indeed.
the words.
And of course with RJ here.
According to the
Just look how
reports,
black.
he was able to,
RJ?
and could even do math.
I mean, JR, I'm sorry.
Never be sorry. I think I've told the story before. That's happened so often that I actually go by RJ.
I am so sorry.
You never have to be sorry.
So you respond to RJ as well as JR.
Yes, I do.
Both. It's
110%.
That's fine.
I just want you to ogle these. So like 1 pounders. And you should ogle these.
Yeah, look at.
They were on
just,
sale.
Just look at it.
Those are freaking, yes.
Just
I
listen.
didn't say you could eat it. I just said you could look at it.
How do you
I'd
know?
like to get- Are you guys going to be here for dinner?
I'm chilling.
I'd like to order Chinese food.
Okay. Let's do it.
What do you usually get with Chinese, Japanese, dirty knees? Look at these.
What I haven't had in a while. Because my stomach is buzzing like I got some bees. Oh, I thought it was rapping. What do I usually get? Shrimp and rice, usually.
Shrimp what? Do you want me to just pick shrimp something?
Shrimp something.
Yeah.
Get the
Some-
shrimp
Yes.
something.
Something spicy?
Surprise me.
You get something usually.
What kind of meat with what kind of sauce?
Yeah, protein.
Yeah. Whatever.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know.
There was something you get.
Nope. It's called the something I can't remember.
Okay, I'm gonna handle this.
Just do the general size.
Are you guys too screwed up to actually go get it?
No.
No.
Great. I'm gonna do Hunan, Annapolis. It's right next to the Giant.
Okay. Okay.
I'm ordering. My computer went. My computer
your
wasn't
room.
here?
Into your room.
Oh,
Didn't understand that question at first.
It's a left-brain question.
My
It's the
computer
first
went.
guess. My computer went. It's a guess. My computer went.
I don't know.
It's trying to, basically trying to put together reality. It's what your left brain does. It's the labels and logic. So,
Oh, thinking out loud.
yep.
Dude. I haven't watched any of the show, by the way.
I mean, I don't
Me neither.
mind because I don't mind that she's a leftist. Whoa. Hey. I don't mind that she's a leftist. That's all another story. But in honor of the bench, Ruth RBG, they're calling her. Ruth Bader
Ginsburg.
Ginsburg. Every single commentator that comes on talks about her. And I'm to the point I can't watch Fox News.
Yep.
Yeah. You're
Because
not.
it just won't stop.
Right.
Yep.
COVID is over.
Same with, I'm Mike Lindell.
Yeah.
I want to punch him like you know how you go, oh, I just want to beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
I go,
Feeling murdery. That's
I
what
go-
I'm talking about.
That's an 8
I want to beat the shit out of Mike Lindell. And I think I can take him.
Doesn't he sell the perfect pillow?
MyPillow.com.
Yeah. My pillow.
I actually bought a,
You bought it. You saw it so much that you bought it.
I ended up buying the thing that goes over the mattress.
Yeah.
It's about this much thick. And the main reason I did it, one, I didn't know there was any others that I could think of or find. But he sold it, he sold me, and I got it. And one of the reasons was because I would lay in bed for so long, so many days, and stuff. I would put dimples, diblets. I mean, that actually,
In the mattress?
yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, my last mattress, those dimples didn't come out. So I was afraid that my brand new bed, and I love that bed, that would start being permanently ruined from me laying in the bed too much.
Ooh.
So I thought if I put that mattress topper on, that it might help it, and I think it is, because it's got about 3 inches of padding, and then there's some sort of thing on the bottom of it that helps be firm. So I did it.
When you go mattress shopping, like how do you go mattress shopping?
Shopping what?
For mattresses, how do you usually do it?
Oh, I just went to the mattress store. I said, I'm moving, I need it by this day. And I need it delivered to this. I mean, I laid on a whole bunch of them. And I always get an extra firm. That's my style. The soft ones freak me out. They're too bouncy. And so I get an extra firm and I sleep. If you're going to go, you can go to any mattress store. I don't care if it's Mattress Firm seems to be taking over the world right now.
That's the only one I think actually exists. Mattress Firm and Mattress Warehouse. So
Yeah, those two. I went to Mattress Firm. I didn't care what the name of the store was, and I went from one to another to another to another, and then I went back to this one, and then to another, and then I went back to this one,
I wonder what.
and then I went back to that one.
Would you buy? Would you buy? I wonder what a thrift store mattress would be like. Like, what if you were really on a budget?
you would probably never sleep. Like, it's incredibly important. Like, you spend so much time in that bed. It's so essential to your sleep that like, you
Well,
have to go.
well,
I like the softer beds.
Well, is that soft enough?
No, but
Oh.
I'm used to it now.
So I would say if you're on a budget and you're about to go to a thrift store,
Yeah.
just take that mattress. Just take that with you.
Thanks. Thank you.
Take the mattress
No, I was
and the
just,
box
I was
springs.
just wondering.
and-
I was just wondering how. Yeah.
You can't have the bed, you know, the front and back.
Wasn't there? What did we do? We were on vacation somewhere, and there was a hotel that we went to, or just hotels.
We went to
that
hotels.
and it was like disgusting, so we left. I don't
Oh,
I don't know what
that was a Days Inn in Orlando, Florida.
Where were we in Orlando, Florida?
When you went to Walt Disney World.
Oh, that's right.
That was a fun trip.
Haven't been in any bad hotels lately.
No, that was the worst we were ever in. And I only go to, that's an inside joke. Oh, when was your last bad hotel?
I don't know. I don't know.
I got out the habit. The more money I started to make, like, the more I would get scrooged for, like, Baltimore hotels, knowing we didn't Gainesville, and we were just like, yeah, this is top notch. But when you want to do a specific type of, there's specific locations in which you do specific things, you know. So, you know, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm headed to order Chinese food.
That's all.
On that note,
that's all I can say on this.
I think you guys might want to get me high later.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we got some awesome
You got
stuff.
this
Like,
right here.
this thing will not. It's phenomenal. Just wait.
Awesome.
Just wait.
I want to wait.
Yeah.
I'll wait till after I eat.
Yep.
Because before I eat, I won't stop
I
eating.
mean, I'm feeling kind of hungry right now.
All right, let me go
Now
order.
that you just said something about it, like, I'm gonna go order it. Oh shit.
Spicy shrimp something and then anything.
Loyal. Pop Wags, you are
Gang,
the
gang,
absolute best.
Gang. Wagner gang.
Wagner gang.
Who else wants to join the Wagner gang? Start a cult.
What's the most expensive acoustic guitar you have in the house?
I don't know. John Denver, probably.
What's the least expensive acoustic guitar you have?
This is my Alvarez.
That's not yours.
Yes, it is.
No, so I apologize.
Sure.
Let me rephrase that question.
Wait, that
What's
one.
the least expensive guitar in the house that's not owned by you? Let me rephrase the question. Is what I meant. It's definitely yours. I can't dispute that fact. Motherfucker, it's your house. It's your guitar.
That's not mine. I don't know. Probably. I don't know what else is in here. Definitely not that one.
Acoustic. Or are those acoustic and electric?
Yeah, there's only 3 guitars. I told you the right answer. 3 acoustic guitars.
Okay.
String, John Denver. Another one. What guitar.
like $1 million less.
Like 1,300.
That guitar?
Yeah.
And then none was like 1,600.
I mean, last time I looked, which has been a long time, but yeah.
That was.
And my
But
apparatus is
that's not really a lot.
No. I mean, yeah, but no.
But yes.
Like, it gets way crazier. way crazier.
What are the chances you're going to buy that guitar off the bat?
Probably not.
I was hoping you'd say that. I was hoping you'd. So right,
Sure,
it's just
yeah.
right brain. You
Yeah.
enjoy this, like the subtlety of
Right.
everything is so in your face, rah rah rah, that it's out overplayed. Brain's like, this is boring.
If you like it, I don't.
Yeah, basically. and it's not even that. It's like, but there, and it's being able to just. I don't have to like it because you do.
Yeah.
More so, like just because you like
True.
this, and
I'll take that.
or this is what I like about this that differs from what you like about it.
Yeah. Can't you see it? That's where I get frustrated because like, why can't you see? Why can't you see it?
And it's because like I'm not in your brain,
Yeah.
and you're not in mine, and because everything that happens is inside,
Yeah.
and that's where people fuck up. They keep looking for that outside. Nah, my G, everything that you're looking for, it's on the inside. That question always pops up. What is your purpose?
The question.
That
You know
comes
about
from
that superhero?
inside.
The question.
Hmm?
Superhero. I'll call the question.
Uh-uh.
Oh. It's like one of those, like the B grade characters. One of those superheroes. It's not really like an A grade. You know what I mean? Like Superman is A grade. Batman's.
Mhm.
It's like a supporting character.
In what?
But basically,
Which
he's
genre? In what? I guess he's not.
I don't know
Marvel.
if it's DC.
I don't think it's DC.
I think it's DC.
Oh, is he like the Riddler? But
No, he's a good guy.
okay.
But like, so his backstory is that he was a detective, and then some shit happened to him, and now he's like the best detective ever. So whenever like the fucking DC cast needs help figuring out some mundane ass shit, they're like, "Yo, question." Help us figure this out.
I watched a ton. I've watched a ton.
Yeah. Maybe it's Marvel. I don't know.
I'm now curious about this question.
And yeah, I mean, I'll show you a picture.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm saying it's odd. I've watched a ton of. The question.
It's in the comics. So
Okay, that's where.
necessarily-
Yeah. Long Jacks, MHT.
Alright, so The Question is a fictional superhero appearing in American comic books published by DC Comics.
Sweet.
Created by Steve Ditko, The Question first appeared in Charlton Comics' Blue Beetle #1. The character was acquired by DC Comics in the early 1980s. Blah, 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 blah. But the interesting bit is what I want to get to, is what he does. Abilities are use of pseudoderm mask. I have no idea what that is. Right? Genius level intelligence, master detective, skilled martial artist, hand-to-hand combatant, and journalist. And he's a practicing shaman.
So he's Batman and Superman, but without the powers. So he's Batman, he's Superman in nature, with Batman in skills, but, what the fuck is his name? The monk, what the fuck is his name? Anyway, go ahead, continue.
Well, I'm just reading some other stuff, but according to the revamps with the new 52,
Okay.
this substance called pseudoderm was developed using technology lifted from the old Batman foe named Bart Magan, Dr. No Face, and gingold extract, a fruit derivative associated with elongated man.
The elongated man, I know him from the Flash.
Yeah, dude. Great character.
Ralph. I think,
Just
but they
super hard struggle for that man.
but they killed him off in real life. They killed him off in real life. Cancel culture his ass. And he was the one on the show. I was like, damn, that is some ass. Nigga just lost his whole job. All of a sudden he said 20 years ago. Kinda. Anyway, continue.
But, you know, he used to be a bad guy, but not really. So on and so forth. But, basically, yeah, I mean, he's just a super detective. feel like we should all try to be more like a super detective sometimes.
I mean, that's 100% what we should be. Questioning everything. Super detective.
Question everything. Trust no one.
No. I don't think it's trust. Yeah, it's not fine.
Don't trust anybody ever.
Don't trust anybody who doesn't trust themselves.
Just don't trust. Just eliminate trust.
No,
Kill everyone.
I mean, I'm down if you're down.
No. I have a really hard time believing I can actually kill someone just because
Yeah, it's not in me.
there has to be a really different reason for it.
Yeah, it's like I'm glad that I've come to that level of self-control. So whereas like that's why understanding is important. The more you can understand anything in any given situation, the more you can have control over how you view a situation. So they say whereas like you can't ever have full control of every situation or any situation. Only control is how you choose to view, react, respond.
Yeah.
React or respond. And we don't have to react, we always have to respond. Well, majority of the time I was talking to your dad.
Mm-hmm.
Or talking to my parents.
Will you sell me a guitar?
Well, I already asked. I already had like a rough idea of the song I asked. And you're like,
What do you say?
well, no, I asked you.
Oh.
And you gave me a round. You gave me
Just beat around.
a nice answer. Or you gave me your answer, and then you gave me two answers basically. You gave me two answers in the frame of one, because you answered the question in an abstract way. It was a yes or no question, but the way you answered it, how did you answer it? You were like, "We help you source it." And I LOL inside. I was like, "Alright, bet. I'm getting definitely about my own."
Yeah.
But the other part of my brain, I was like, thought. I was like, I wonder.
Dude, let's just go to fucking Guitar Center right now. Just buy a guitar, bro.
And we have
Just fucking do
reached
it.
my.
Just fucking do it.
Do you see how?
Yeah. Yeah, but you just go and buy one. You know?
I want you to come with me.
Oh.
So here's the thing. The reason why I asked you to come with me to places and things like this is because you have more of a knowledge of these things. You'll be able to. I trust your assertion.
You don't need me.
I don't need you.
No.
But
you don't even need my
but
knowledge.
an intelligent person, a person who likes to learn and learns my perspective, knows that you have a ton more than me in this situation. Therefore, you would be able to hear certain sounds. I don't know what the guitar should sound like. You have a better idea of a frame of where to start.
I guess, but even then, you just grab one that looks cool.
But,
You like how it sounds. You're not gonna get a better one.
so put it like this.
That's just my opinion on things.
No, not a better one, but you have a better frame. Like you knew what the Alvarez was. It would take me less time. That's what. Look at. Do I have to explain this to you?
I mean, I guess so. I don't know.
Because put it like this, I bet that I may not have gotten that car because I should have done my research on that car.
Okay.
I know now enough that doing my research is filling my brain with various perspectives.
Same. Yeah.
Because I didn't have the time to do it, I would have preferred somebody to go with me who knew more about it than I did.
Oh yeah.
Therefore, I won't get cucked by the sale, which I probably did. I 100% did.
I did
because
too.
put it like this, you know how I chose that car? I was still in my. I assumed that I could view like they would match it up to a couple cars. Like here's how much you can get, but it's like no, it's based off of this. And the higher the year you pay, the more likely they are to give you a loan or a.
Yeah.
And so that's how we're gonna do it. What is a feature that you like? And I was like, I wanted to have a fucking screen. And they're like, this is the one that pops out.
Yeah.
And then I quickly all right, we're checking it. I quickly Googled it. And I'm like, yeah, this is great. This is the most packed car on that little scale thing for what it's in this range. And everything else was a Hyundai. I'm like, I do not want a fucking Hyundai. JT has a Hyundai. And I just don't like the interior of that car. I don't like the feel of that car.
It's actually, I don't know. It looks nicer, in my opinion. But at the end of the day, yours.
Oh no,
yours is a cooler car.
It's the inside.
Yours is a cooler car.
Oh, I mean internally. I don't like the inside of his car.
Oh yeah.
Like I like I don't want the grill. I don't like the face of it. Yeah. I'm not a fan.
The weird fang thing. Yeah.
I like that. I love like the.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. But I asked if, hey, can I check more cars? He was like, no. We are already checking the thing. He's an African dude. And I knew immediately, like, he wasn't upset. He was just like, damn, we've already gone this far in the process. Like, I was like, okay, whatever. I'm not even, no biggie. I need this car. I've already come this far.
Yeah.
Whatever. But I would have preferred, and I used the base little knowledge you gave me already, and I got the max protection plan just in case. Like that was the easy choice. I'm like, Jake didn't get it, crashed his car, that was fun.
You could have potentially got. I think the other good way to do it, unless you just need a car where you know that's a car that you want, then you go to a place like CarMax or like a dealership and you buy it. But like
that was the path of least resistance.
Right.
And my car had resisted.
The other way to do it is to just get like either a personal loan or an auto loan through a bank, a loan service or whatever. Just getting a good loan and then being like, here's the loan that I have.
I have checked, so if I were to borrow $1,000, it would cost me about $6,000 to pay it off.
Yeah. So
I thank God that I passed my brain is developed, my frontal lobe is developed past the part where the impulse control is wild, and I would take that risk. But of course, in the past, I'd be like, fuck yeah, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna pay this back. What? That's fine and dandy and all.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a good point in time where I just learned to live with, like, fuck credit. Like, what the fuck is credit in the first place?
The best thing ever.
Yes, but once again, it's that sheet of paper. It's given to you as it's spending something that doesn't exist.
It's a very resourceful tool.
Spending something that doesn't exist.
Hold on, bro.
No. Bro, I can't rip my stick anymore, bro. The battery's dead. It's terrible. It's terrible. It closes at 7 o'clock. I'm gonna stab you. What time is it? 6:37. This now seems like a tomorrow thing. Oh God. Oh no, it closed at 8. Nice. That's the first one I've sold. The first one that I've shipped out. So, A/B testing. That part of the plan has panned out. Alright, bet.